Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Speak On It podcast. I'm your host, Big Mike. We are here. It has been a long week in sports, kind of quiet. The week before the Super Bowl was always quiet. But nevertheless, we are here. This is our Super Bowl preview show, and we are here running a three-man weave for you tonight. You know I can't do it alone. I got the man producer, Podcast Poppy, in the building.
We're here.
And I have my man, the Swifty himself, celebrating on his victory tour. As I've been saying in the chat, Anthony is here live at the beginning of the show, just like we like it. Give him a round of applause.
On time. On time today. On time. No promises for next week, but for now, I'm on time.
Well, let's get right to it. The hype is over. We are here. It is time for the last game of the season. Sad, exciting time, but sad time at the same time. Wives everywhere, including my girlfriend, are celebrating that football is going to close this weekend. Super Bowl 58, 49ers versus Chiefs. For all you people that gamble and care, the Chiefs are the home team and wearing red. Don't really know what that means, but they're wearing red. That is a thing. That is a thing, because I think the team that wears white won like 5 of the last 6 or some crazy number like that.
The gambling that's going to take place on Sunday is going to be incredible.
I saw an estimated $2 billion. Unbelievable. Like, the NBA needs to. I'm glad that they've put away the charade about gambling and just stop. We all know what it is. That's what this country is built on now. Fantasy football and gambling and parlay.
Truer things have never been said.
We are gonna break this game down. What are the Niners 1 seed, Chiefs 3 seed? And I mean, we can get right to it. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to give. We'll have predictions throughout the show. I have my list of predictions from people that you've seen or heard from on this show. I will give their predictions. Anthony, go ahead. You don't have to make your prediction, but just your thoughts on the game.
I think it's gonna go. This is going to be tough. I think it's going to really boil down to just, Travis Kelce against those 49ers linebackers. I think that's going to be one of the key matchups right there. They need to find a way to slow him down, because I thought Baltimore was going to do that, and they did not. And the 49ers absolutely need to make sure they take care of that. Also, another thing is you can't let Pat Mahomes beat you with his legs. Because the thing about Mahomes, he does that thing where if he can't find nobody, he'll make something. He'll make a play, and they can't do that either. I think if the 49ers, they can lock them down. They don't even got to hold them to no freaking 17 points, but because I think the 49ers can hang at least 25 on them. And I think they will hang at least 25 on them this game. I'm fairly confident in that. But they just got to really just stop Kelce and stop Mahomes from, doing that thing he does where he tries to make plays out of nothing.
Dylan?
To add on to Anthony's thing, it's not really just stopping Mahomes from doing that thing he does where he just makes plays out of nothing. It's stopping Mahomes from being like the greatest quarterback of all time. Which not many people can say they've done is stop him. He's either in his career played in the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl every point as a starter. So I don't really know here. I don't really know how to take this any other way than what it is. I think if the Chiefs can establish the run, hell, hell is going to break loose. Because if they get Pacheco going, take Bosa and Young out of the game, and just establish chunk yardage, open up the game for Travis on these safeties and linebackers, you got one of those sweet game plans. And then again, Kansas City's defense is fucking good. Kansas City's defense is very good.
It's very good. I'm past good already. It's very good.
It's a fucking really good defense. So if the Chiefs defense can get just one turnover, this game can get ugly. It all depends on where it comes from, because the Chiefs defense is playing with a lead is a scary thing, where you can pin back your ears a little bit and start attacking. That's where it's like, okay, if you could score, get a turnover, it could be ugly, but I see this being a 3-point game. I think at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a 3-point game. I don't think the last team that scores is going to win, but I think it's going to be like a 24-21 game.
That's a little
I agree. Something around that range.
Yeah, you got two good defenses. It doesn't have to be a barn burner where it's like, or like a massive like scoring game like last year's was, where neither team defense really kind of showed up, especially where the Eagles defense forgot how to fucking play. I think it's going to be a little slugfest. Not a ton of scoring. I think a lot of the scoring is going to come probably in those middle quarters, in your second and third, and then you'll get a score at the beginning of the fourth, and that's kind of going to be it.
I agree. I think we're all in agreement. I think we all think that we're anticipating this is going to be a close game. I don't think any of us think one of the, although capable, I just don't think either one of these teams is going to just blow out the other one. The Chiefs very rarely get blown out, and the Niners are just they're really good offensively and defensively. Like they'll keep a game. The Lions couldn't blow them out. So
the Lions
also couldn't win.
They also couldn't win, but I mean, that game had blowout written all over it, and the Lions couldn't do it. So
because the Lions' defense is poop.
Their coach is an idiot, but
and
nevertheless,
the coach. Nevertheless, I think it's more the coach.
I think it will be a close game. I do think it'll be a little bit more scoring than Dylan thinks, only because I just respect these offenses. Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes.
I respect these defenses a lot too, though.
I do too, but we'll pick our teams in a minute. But my final score for this game, Dylan might lose his mind here, but I think it's going to be 31-28. I think we will get over 50.
So you're picking the over?
60, yeah, 60.
You're picking the over? What's the over under in this game?
That also will be discussed. Our betting segment with Dylan, but I'm picking 31-28.
The over's 47.5.
I'm going way over that. We'll get to the betting segment.
Okay,
we'll get to the betting segment, but 49.5. I will pick the over. Like I said, without picking my team, 31-28 will be the score that I have. But let's get into the nitty-gritty of the game, the fun stuff, because at this point everybody's ready for the game to go. All week, all these last 2 weeks, all the talk. So, Dylan, I'll start with you this time first. You can enter either team or a specific player. Who do you think has the most pressure going into this game?
Travis Kelce.
Why Travis Kelce? Please explain to me why.
Outside of like the whole world just watching him and him alone because of his relationship, he didn't have a good season in compared to Travis Kelce like standards. So for him to have a bad season, pick it up in the playoffs to remind everybody that he's Travis Kelce, this is kind of the game where it's like you have to be Travis Kelce here. You can't not be Travis Kelce in the regular season, be Travis Kelce for 3 games, and then have to not be Travis Kelce in this game. You can't do it against this tight end where you're matched up where it's like, oh, you have the other really good fucking tight end in football and George Kittle on the other side. You're supposed to be arguably the greatest tight end ever or top 3 or wherever the fuck you want to rank him and not perform in this game. Don't look at me like that. He's probably the top 3 like greatest tight ends of all time.
He's either one or
you said of all time?
He's
Yeah,
one
of all
or
time.
2. He's 1 or 2.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to argue with you.
But
more
you
than
said,
likely-
it, so,
Antonio
you said it
Gates?
in a way. No,
He's better than Antonio Gates.
You said it in a way like he might just be sneaking
Tony
in the
Gonzalez?
door.
He's better than Tony at this point.
I have him over Tony too.
The only person you can really compare him to at this point is Gronk.
It's Gronk. Gronk is the greatest. How quickly we forget that
Gronk is like the greatest.
the
Was
greatest
like the greatest tight end ever.
Like I know he's a goofball and but man, when them pads went on, good luck. Like that's
nobody better.
That's
For him to be at
reason why-
6'8", 245.
Another reason why I hate the Tom Brady never had any weapons argument. Get the fuck out of here. He had
Really?
the greatest tight end of all. Oh, Anthony, people love to throw that argument out.
That's
For
wild
reasons
as
why-
fuck.
Bigging up
why
one
Brady
person while
is
shitting
the-
on everything else around him.
Why Brady is
But he didn't have Randy Moss.
because he's never
That's
had
crazy.
receivers. Excuse me, he had the greatest tight end in history, and before he turned into a serial killer, he had another great tight end. And he who should not be named.
Now we're naming him. Shout out to Aaron Hernandez. Not the person, the
guy.
football player.
It's funny.
Aaron
I
Hernandez,
just
the
saw
football
the
player was a dog.
I saw the documentary the other day on him too. Like he was a good player though.
He was
Bad
a great
person,
player.
bad
He was a
human,
great player.
incredible
Bad
football
human.
player.
Incredible football player.
He would have been a Hall of Famer
Yeah.
without question. He would have been a Hall
Yep.
of Famer.
Yep. And I wanted so badly for him to be a Jet. So badly.
Do you think?
So
Okay, we're not going to go into the multiverse. I would say, do you think?
No, he still does exactly what he does.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, he still does exactly what he does. Because this all happened before he was in the NFL. So I'm all set.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't get him.
Luckily for the Patriots, they had Gronk still. So
Yeah, they just so happened to take 2 tight ends that year. Insane.
And 2 of the great ones. So, but yeah, Gronk, Kelsey. I don't think Kittle's in that conversation. I don't even think a win puts Kittle in that conversation.
No, he's not.
But
he
if you
is
want to
like
give,
that top 15 all time.
yeah,
So,
I will give you that. I will definitely. Maybe I might have. I'd have to make a list. He might
top
be
10
in
because there's
sneak
only
10.
8 that are in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I made a list, he probably would sneak
Actually,
into the 10.
If you do 10, if you do the 8 that are already in the Hall of Fame, and then Gronk and Kelsey, then there's your 10.
But
There's your
he's
10.
like I said, I have to because I don't know. I'm not. I gotta look.
Because
But I
Kittle's
would think Kelsey's-
definitely
I mean,
outside looking
Kittle's
in.
probably better than a couple of those 8. He might be better than a couple of those older 8s.
A couple of those
He might be
8,
better
but
than
like
those older 8s.
it's probably Gronk, Kittle, Gonzalez.
Yes, I would say Gronk, Kittle, Gonzalez.
Not
but-
Kittle, Kelsey, Gonzalez.
yeah, I know we both did, but I would also put Uncle Shea right there because people like to shit on him on his playing
E4.
career.
E4.
But Uncle
You gotta
Shea,
put Gates in there too.
I would put Uncle Shea before Gates.
I would, yeah.
It's
Gates has to be Gates, in my opinion, is top 5.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll think about it, but I'm not upset at that. I'm not upset at him being 5. But he's not better than Shannon Sharp. He's not better than Tony Gonzalez.
Mm-mm.
Tony Gonzalez is literally before Gronk. Tony Gonzalez is the only person I would even think of putting before Shannon Sharp. Like I watched Shannon Sharp play. I thought Shannon Sharp was a receiver for the first
Shannon
few
Sharp in
years
modern
of my-
NFL would be
He's
slaughtering people.
unstoppable in modern NFL. He's
Slaughtering
unstoppable.
in modern
People
NFL.
do not get how bad of a man Shannon was.
He's doing pretty well for himself today.
I mean, he's doing great off the field too.
Shout out to Unc.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to
Uncle
Unc.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Monique too.
Put some respect.
Oh, God.
It's been a day. That I meant to
He's
tell you.
trying to
I
get
meant to.
nasty.
He is trying to get messy, and I'm going to get right there with him because I will say, Anthony, did you see D.L. Hughley's response?
No, I did not.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
God.
Oh yeah. We are, as Dylan was saying. I don't know what day it was when Dylan was trying to get me in the mud with him. We are in the mud. We are in the mud. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to know what happened in the chat. Just know that me and Dylan had a legendary argument this past week, which resulted in Dylan saying, "I'm going to drag you in the mud with me."
I live in the mud.
I live in the mud.
Anytime Mike tried to do anything, I just put a fucking gif of a pig in the mud. I live there.
It is that I would say that might have been a top 5 argument for us, Dylan. That was pretty good.
It ended in my phone dying as I'm yelling at Mike, as I'm yelling at him that I live in the mud, just for me to go back into the group call, and Mike goes, "Nope, I'm leaving."
Yep. I was in the group. I was in the video chat with Breezy celebrating that Dylan's phone died, and I was like, "Nope, his phone died. That's God saying I won. That's what that was. It's God saying I won." And James was like, "All right, he gonna find a charger and come back." And just as I was about to say, "Well, if he comes back, I'm gonna be gone before he gets back," and then Dylan popped right in the chat right when I said that.
I'm back, and Mike's like, "Nope,"
and I instantly said, "Nope," and left, and left, and shut all social media off. I wasn't in the chat. I wasn't in nothing. I shut it off right where we left it.
I live in the mud. You want to get in the mud, Mike? I live in the mud.
It was quite the argument, ladies and gentlemen, that I do not care to go back into, and we will not do that. So, just know I was right.
I live in the mud. You were not. I live in the mud.
I was right.
Wrong. You've never been more wrong about anything in your life.
Completely right. But yeah. Anthony, who you think got the most pressure on them? Because I'm curious because I completely disagree with Dylan's Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I disagree with Dylan too. It's definitely Pat Mahomes for me personally, because when you look at the legacy talk that's circulating around Mahomes' name, 2-2 and losing to somebody who was the last pick in the draft definitely hurts his legacy. It absolutely does.
He didn't lose to the last pick of the draft.
Dylan. It's what you're going to see on the headlines.
Exactly.
It's what you're going to see on the headlines.
That's not factual though.
You may not believe.
Let me say it again. It's what you're going to see on the headlines.
You may not believe
the conversation is going to be. Yeah, the conversation is going to be Mahomes is 2-2 in the Super Bowl and lost to Mr. Irrelevant.
To Brock.
That's what it's going to say. To Brock Purdy.
The same way Eli Manning beat Tom Brady twice in a Super Bowl.
That's not how that happened.
That's how it happened.
He's going to the Hall of Fame because he beat Tom Brady twice.
Yeah,
and Eli shouldn't be going to the Hall of Fame.
Twice.
He shouldn't be going.
You know who else beat Tom Brady? Nick Foles.
Also shouldn't be going to the Hall of Fame.
Tom has a bad record against
the NFC East. the NFC East.
So you may not like it, but I agree with Anthony. That's just
all the pressures on Pat Mahomes.
But oddly enough, Anthony, I disagree. While I get your point and I agree with it, I disagree only off of the sheer point of I think Brock Purdy has the most pressure on him because
really
this game, if Brock wins this game, he's making what $1 million a year, if that.
I think 800,000 or something.
He's less.
He wins this game, he is going to get more than likely, unless he negotiates, but more than likely get the franchise tag. He's going to jump up to $50 million off of winning this game because he's
eligible for that this year. After this year,
Anthony, if he wins this game, he will be a Super Bowl winning quarterback. They are going to pay him at some point.
There's no way he's getting 50 million.
He will absolutely get $50 million.
How fucking
Anthony?
He will get 50.
Anthony.
Absolutely will get
Anthony.
$50 million. Absolutely.
Anthony. Would it be the single most hilarious contract of all time for me? Yes. Because you give him that contract and then you take away Trent Williams, Christian
Like there's
and,
no way
Deebo
management doesn't
Samuel.
have the common sense. Like this is where the headline of Brock Purdy wins Super Bowl should not matter when we're talking about contract talks. Because this is when you got to see past the headline.
Headlines.
No. That's when you got to see past the headlines when we're talking about contract talks. We'll be like, yeah, you won a Super Bowl ring, but look who you had on your team, buddy.
Tell that to his agent. Tell that to his agent. His agent.
They will tell that to his agent,
especially if Brock wins the MVP.
Don't tell him nothing. It'll be the single biggest mistake San Francisco as a franchise will ever make.
But it will happen.
And as much as I hate to say this, Dylan's 150% right. That would be
it's almost like he's playing above his fucking head.
I agree too, but the question is who has the most pressure? Because if he wins this game, now I don't even know what the percentage of a pay boost that is.
That's over 100%.
Yeah.
That's
for some
like
other team
300% increase.
Yeah, so $50 million. Because if they lose this game and he plays badly, is it out of the realm of possibility that they Jimmy G him too, and just jettison him out of it? You don't think so?
I think he'll get a contract. But
it could cost him. It could cost. But
it'll cost
he'll
him
go
30
from
mil.
50. I would say he'll go from 50 million to 20 million.
Yeah,
that's a big.
That's how much he deserves anyway. Give him 25 to 30 million.
Look at Anthony talking some real truth about Brock Purdy real quick.
Because at the end of the day, when it comes to Brock Purdy's legitimacy, I think he's a legitimate quarterback. I think he's very good, but at the same time, even the biggest Brock Purdy fan cannot ignore the team he has around him. At the end of the day,
they all do. Being one of them.
Because but at the end of the day, it's like if I'm an owner, don't come up to me talking about I want 50 million. I'm gonna show you the depth chart of everyone on this team. Be like, hell no, you're not getting 50 million.
Dylan, can you see how much Jalen Hurts makes?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, he's 51 or something like that.
And guess what, Mike?
That's going to be the exact contract that Brock Purdy wants. He's going to want Jalen Hurts, and he's going to want more than
that contract is about to bite the Eagles in the ass.
But my point is, he's going to want that contract, and he's going to want more than Jalen because he won the game. So,
but doesn't Jalen Hurts' contract has a lot of bonuses? I think or something like that.
It does. But I promise you, whatever Jalen Hurts is making, that's exactly the contract that they're going to be shooting for, with maybe an extra $4 to $5 million.
Jalen Hurts' contract doesn't start getting ridiculous until 2027. They backloaded the fuck out of his contract.
Yeah, they did his contract very well. They structured his contract
They backloaded the fuck out of his contract. Where he's getting in 2026 31, in 2027 45, and then 2028 54.
So they need to win in the next couple of years.
Well, again, the Eagles, we saw how they played this year. They just got a even worse offensive coordinator. He's a bad offensive coordinator. He is a bad offensive coordinator. Their number one receiver hates the quarterback. AJ Brown is sick of Jalen Hurts. He's gonna be real sick of it when he's just running sticks all year, doing nothing. You're about to lose Kelsey. You're about to lose Lane Johnson. That defense is
Kelsey's 50-50.
He done. If that's a problem, like even if he doesn't retire, you already thought about retirement. You already got half your body out. You're not going to prepare the same way. He's going to act like he's retired,
and he's probably not going to want to learn a new offense. Now, maybe he does them a solid because learning a new offense. This is actually the most that they'll need Kelsey is trying to get this new offense situated. So maybe they can talk him into one more year. Maybe, but I'm with Dylan. If you got 1 foot out, you're out.
And this contract is about to bite them in the ass. Because there's all fun and games when you had Jalen Hurts on a cheaper contract and he's outperforming what he actually supposed to be. You take away some of those things, and he's not
going to be for another couple years. It's not going to be for another couple years. The Eagles will be fine for now. It's not like Bills. It's not like the Bills where it's just they're fucked right now. You know, the Eagles still got
because Josh Allen's contract is so much, but they got fucked because Josh Allen actually is really good at football and playing quarterback, so they have to give him a consistent contract. Where Jalen Hurts he performed 1 year and they paid him.
What show am I on right now? What is going on here?
What?
Anthony being real about Brock Purdy, Dylan complimenting Josh Allen. What show?
Listen, do I have to like put a caveat where Josh Allen is half stupid? Like, did I have to say that? Or we all know that when it comes to this, right? Josh Allen is a top 5 quarterback in football, right? Like that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. He's a top 5 quarterback in football. I won't argue that. Is he half stupid? Yeah. Stupid, dumb Josh Allen exists.
Next thing you know, I'm gonna be in here praising Joe Burrow. Like, what's happening here tonight?
The crazy thing about Josh Allen is that he's so good, he makes up for his sometimes excessive levels of stupidity. That's how good he is.
I know. Actually, again, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Because I think his stupidity is what prevents him from being 2.
When you look at what he's done this season, he's had a phenomenal year. It's just the 18 picks is that one stain on his resume.
The NFL and fucking interceptions and turnovers. He's led the NFL in turnovers every year since he's been in the NFL.
43 or 44 total touchdowns this year. It's just insanity. Like,
and he has over 20-something turnovers. That's why it's like that's what keeps him out of top 3 for me. Is no other quarterback in football has this alter ego of an idiot like Josh Allen does. Like Dak Prescott, when Dak Prescott plays bad, he's bad. But when Josh Allen plays bad, it's just like everything falls apart.
But kind of like what I just here's what I just said. Kind of like what I just said. He's so talented that it doesn't hurt him like that, because at the end of the day, they still ripped off 6 straight wins and still made it to the 2 seed in the East.
And he absolutely,
in the whole conference.
He absolutely, despite the MVP conversation.
Yeah, despite him being the turnover machine.
Should he get like more than like a 3rd place vote? No.
I could make it.
You could make an argument for it. I wouldn't do it because there's more valuable guys.
Like the guy that's gonna win.
Like the guy is gonna win in the 2nd place guy.
CMC.
Josh Allen actually has a better passer rating than Lamar Jackson.
Fantastic. I love that for him. He's not gonna win.
Hit him with the stats.
I was about to say, you want to hit me with stats? Dak Prescott has better passing yards, passing completion percentage, like all you want.
But he's also a loser.
Dak was
Josh Allen. And
Dak
so
was the best quarterback in the league this year.
Like
that's why here's the cap. Dak was the best quarterback in the league this year, but his stupid gene cost them a few games.
His consistent stupid gene.
Not even.
Josh Allen doesn't have a consistent stupid gene?
Well, I wouldn't even call Dak I wouldn't call it a stupid gene for Dak. Dak is just He
just plays bad.
I was like,
he doesn't have a clutch gene.
Plays bad. He
doesn't have a clutch gene.
We're not even gonna sit here and do the make believe like clutch gene.
You say what you want about Josh Allen. Josh Allen has a clutch gene.
There's a word that we use to describe Josh Allen that I cannot say on the podcast, Anthony. And it begins with R.
I'm very much aware of that.
It begins with the word R, the letter R. That's why it's completely different.
Hard.
It's a hard R word.
You know what we're talking about.
And the only quarterback in the NFL that we even use that word for is Josh Allen. Nobody else. Just Josh Allen. Dak will say just sucks sometimes. Everybody else is like, man, they just played bad. Josh Allen gets the hard R.
But think about this. He's still in the MVP conversation despite that being that label.
Hard R is the reason he will never win one.
No, because he can still.
That's the reason he will never win one.
If he shuts that off,
I'll be honest with you, Dylan. I still think there's a way that he wins the MVP.
I will bet 10 wheel spins he doesn't win MVP.
What, in his life?
Right now. This year.
Like in his life? Oh, you mean this year upcoming?
No, he's talking about this year.
I'm not doing that.
No, I'm not doing that.
Because you know it's not going to happen.
No, because there's too many factors. He could get hurt. I'm not doing none of that.
Yeah. You're talking about for this past year.
For this season that just passed.
Oh, for this season.
Oh, for this
No,
season, just
no,
Pats? No, because we know
No,
Lamar's
and then
gonna
next
win.
year, I'd put a wheel spin. He doesn't win it next year too, because we're in a league where Pat Mahomes exists, where Lamar Jackson exists, where Joe
But Pat
Burrow
Mahomes
exists.
Pat Mahomes didn't have a great regular season.
No, but that's the only reason you take Mahomes out of the conversation is because his receivers dropped everything. His receivers dropped everything. If you give him take away half those drops, he's probably an MVP candidate.
Pretty much.
So it's like if they go and get a
Still in
receiver,
the
just put
fucking
Pat
Super
Mahomes at the top of the list because he's the NFL golden boy.
He's still in the Super Bowl, and these motherfuckers are dropping every pass.
It's the Tom Brady effect.
Jesus Christ, man.
As long as you have fucking 15 on your team, you have a fucking chance.
Now, well, let's move on to our next question, which is gonna flip flop for me from what I just said. Who has the most? And we said who had the most pressure. Who has the most to gain from this Super Bowl?
The Chiefs.
I mean,
Player or team?
Oh, the team. Team as a whole.
Well,
the
team.
Chiefs.
Team, I would say, is the Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
But
Because then
player.
your dynasty.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes. He has the most to gain because you have people like me who already think he's the greatest quarterback of all time just based off of this short resume, right? And then he goes in, let's say he wins the Super Bowl, right? Compare him to Brady at this point in his career, at like the 6-year stretch that he's been in the NFL. He destroys Brady in every category and would be the same thing in Super Bowls. He would have the same amount of Super
but I
Bowls.
always thought that was.
But it's
always
not.
thought that
If we're gonna say that Brock Purdy beat Pat Mahomes in the Super Bowl, we could do the same thing that we're doing right now, right?
No, but like the whole Mahomes. Oh, is he better than Brady right now? I always thought that's a dumb argument because it's just like, who cares? Like, will you be better? You're not better than Brady right now. Brady still has this resume. You still have that. Yeah,
But
you're definitely on pace, but you're not there yet.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
why
end of the day.
because
what happened after?
End all be all.
But what happened when Brady won 3 of his first 4? The next 10 years, he wasn't even in this. He didn't win nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
like
why
another 10 years.
I can't value these Super Bowls so much because, like, if not even being a hater, Brady his first 3 Super Bowls was a game manager. He wasn't the Tom Brady that he was in his last 4
Belichick's
Super Bowls.
defense won those Super Bowls.
Belichick's defense and Adam Vinatieri won those Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why Mahomes' passing numbers compared to Brady are almost double.
But also, we're definitely in a more pass-happy league too.
But Mahomes at this point in his career, this 4 Super Bowl appearance span, is a significantly better quarterback than Tom Brady could have ever thought he was.
From 2001 to 2004, who did Brady have on offense?
Corey Dillon, Deion Branch.
He
didn't have a ton on offense, but he had a crazy fucking defense.
He had a unbelievable defense
full of. On the offensive side, we're talking pre-Gronk, we're talking pre-Randy Moss, we're talking all that. He had no offense, but none of those people hold a candle to Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce.
No, but the difference is the Chiefs had it on the offensive side, the Patriots had it on the defensive side,
and now it's flipping, which is crazy. It's flipping. Like I said, we're in the mirror. We're in the mirror world.
Yeah, the Patriots. Those Patriots defenses are incredible. Tom Brady, every time he went to the Super Bowl, he never had anything less than a top 10 defense, ever. I think this is the first time Mahomes has a top 10 defense,
and here he is.
Would you take Mahomes over prime Brady?
Yes, because I get better arm talent, I get better mobility, I get that crazy gene of your boy Aaron Rodgers, right? Where it's I have the ability to make something out of nothing in a way Brady wasn't ever able to.
But Tom's brain, boy.
Tom's brain is great, but Tom's brain isn't even the best brain.
Tom's brain was lethal.
Tom's brain wasn't even the best quarterback brain.
Tom's clutch gene was second to none. Because y'all remember, Dylan, Pat Mahomes is 0-2 against Brady?
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's not just, hey, this quarterback's throwing 10 times, this quarterback's throwing 10 times. When they met into the Super Bowl, Pat Mahomes' whole offensive line was injured.
The
And Pat
entire
Mahomes,
offensive line.
Pat Mahomes was throwing the ball parallel to the ground, hitting Tyreek Hill in the face and not catching the ball. Like, there was nothing more Pat Mahomes could have done.
Felt bad.
Unless his hands sprouted out of the helmet to catch the ball for Kelsey and Hill.
Felt bad for him.
That's one of the, like, nothing more Mahomes could have been able to do because he was putting the ball on the money. He was out there dying. Again, parallel to the ground throwing the football. Like, against a monster defense. A monster defense with bums protecting him. Completely different situation. And then when you look at the Chiefs Patriots game, they're a Frank Clark offsides away from winning that game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
because if that doesn't happen, they win.
Yeah. So
yeah,
so
but
that's why
you can't
like,
say that. He still lost.
Because
No,
you know
can't,
what
because
happened on that
when
play?
I bring up the whole Bills Chiefs thing, I mean you're quick to
Anthony,
denounce
I do that as a troll. I troll you because you guys say winning and losing is a quarterback stat. It's a complete troll. But do you remember what happened on that Frank Clark offsides play?
I do. Yeah, he was
interception. No, it was interception.
Yeah.
Brady threw an interception.
Yeah, I know.
The game was over. The game was over at that point. So very easily, if the football gods just look differently on it, we're looking at, oh, Pat Mahomes is undefeated against Brady. But again, I'd rather the talent at quarterback that Mahomes is, I'd much rather have right now than what Brady was. And then if you could do like, oh, well, his brain, I'd rather have Peyton Manning's brain.
It's all right, I think.
Peyton Manning is the real revolutionary at quarterback.
No, I agree.
That's why it's like Tom is just the winningest quarterback with one of the best head coaches of all time, with a defensive genius who makes something out of nothing with whatever he does on that side of the ball. With, I don't know, he's probably played with like 7 Hall of Famers on the defensive side of the football. 7 to 8 Hall of Famers. Hall of Fame kicker, arguably the greatest kicker ever, in Adam Vinatieri.
Justin Tucker has walked into the chat.
Listen, you could take Justin Tucker. I know I'm still taking Adam Vinatieri because I watch Adam Vinatieri in snow, in rain, in whatever it is, ice games for the Patriots and single-handedly win Super Bowls. I've never seen Justin Tucker single-handedly win a Super Bowl. Adam Vinatieri did it. Go.
Nah, but for me personally, I definitely say Brock Purdy. I mean, pretty much for the same reason Mike you was talking about. I mean, he wins this Super Bowl. He goes from an $800,000 salary to, shouldn't get this, but potentially $50 million. That's a pretty big jump. That's a pretty big
scores
jump.
In the end zone and runs, or he gets the trophy. He's got to do that on the stage. Just got to do that.
Because here's the thing: even if the Niners lose, but Purdy still has a good game, he could still argue somewhere close around that number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jalen Hurts' average is 51 mil. And even if he doesn't get 50, he can just be like, oh, I'm better than Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's contract's 49.
They can also say the Broncos are a fucking stupid organization.
That's not.
But then you go, oh, Kyler Murray. I'm better than Kyler Murray. It's 46.
No, he's not better than Kyler Murray.
What?
Bro, just tell me you're a secret Brock Purdy hater and you're just trolling me. Just tell me you're just trolling me.
No, listen, I like Brock Purdy. I like Brock Purdy. I give him his props, but I think Kyler Murray's a better quarterback.
So, okay, I love that this is here. Where would you put Brock Purdy in like the ranking of 32 quarterbacks?
For this season, personally,
no,
I think this season.
No, not
as a whole.
As a whole, not just this season, because as a season, he's had a great season. But as a quarterback, where would you put him? Because this will tell me a lot about you if you have it, because we may be on the same page. In all actuality, right? Because I've changed my opinion on Brock Purdy from me thinking he's bad to he's significantly better than I thought. But at the end of the day, he's still a game manager.
For me, he's somewhere top 10 to 15 for me.
Then where's Kyler Murray?
Area. Kyler Murray's the same for me. I've always been high on Kyler Murray. I don't talk about him much, but I've always been high on Kyler Murray.
No. I'm not going to let you do that.
I said I don't talk about him much, but I've always been high on Kyler Murray.
No, you said we have you on the podcast saying Kyler Murray stinks.
When did I say Kyler Murray stinks?
When did that happen? Well, hey,
this was like 2 years ago. 2 years ago when I was sitting in the hall. It's the same night that Anthony admitted that he has like half black quarterbacks.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Listen,
Jesus
elephant never forgets, man. Elephant never forgets.
How many half black quarterbacks are in the league right now?
A lot.
There's Pat Mahomes, there's Dak Prescott.
There's Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson's half black?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm assuming CJ Stroud. I'm assuming Jordan Love.
You said they're assuming?
I'm assuming because I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. Because I feel like I've seen.
Well,
Jordan
who do we
Love
know
live.
for sure is half black?
We know for sure that Pat Mahomes and Kyler Murray and Dak Prescott. Is Trey Lance half black?
Good question. Don't know.
Jordan Love is half black.
Oh, you're Jordan Love right now.
No, I like Jordan Love.
Bryce Young is not half black. I love that this is what this podcast has turned into. CJ Stroud is half black.
Yeah, so it was like Kyler Murray, Jordan Love.
Trey Lance is half black.
I don't like Trey Lance, but those are three half black quarterbacks. I like.
So the Cowboys have a whole black person at quarterback, and you don't like. Oh, that was weird to me. I shouldn't. So, do you have Kyler Murray more towards like back end of that 15?
Yeah.
So
I would have him in the same place.
So all this time,
I think he had a good year when he came back. I think he played well when he came back.
So after all this time of us arguing about Brock Purdy, we think of him as about the same.
Yeah, overall, yeah. I just think
startling.
I can't make this up. You can't make this up.
I just think he had a really good year. You seem to not think that way.
I never said Brock didn't have a great year.
Well, yeah, you keep calling him a game manager. Like
he's a game manager. The same way Tua is a game manager.
No, but I don't think he's a game manager. That's the thing. Like
he is.
I think he's made enough great plays where you can like actually say like, hey, he's like making this team better. Like he's had game-winning drives. He's made clutch plays. He's put games away. Like I've seen enough for him to be like, yo, this kid is pretty fucking good. Like he should be in the MVP conversation. He's had a phenomenal year. I think overall, like he's definitely not there yet for me to be like, okay, he's top 10. If you ask me this year specifically, absolutely top 10. But like overall, no. I need like one more year of this. If I get one more year of this, okay, yeah, I would put him in the top 10.
Fuck you, Anthony.
All right, so who do we? That was a fun 15 minutes. Who do we
I'm in
think
shock.
I'm a little stunned too. But who do you think are the X factor? Oh, by the way, my answer to the question is actually Andy Reid, because
Andy Reid.
I've been saying for a little while now, Andy Reid is the best coach of this generation, but Belichick gets all the credit. But
I mean, he won Super Bowls, like multiple.
so what happens if Andy wins this one?
Does he still have more Super Bowls than?
I thought it wasn't all about championships.
When you're a coach, like that. If you're a coach, that's it. You have your hands in the whole team, the whole 53.
I would look at Andy's consistent success with multiple quarterbacks. I would look at his coaching tree. I think Andy's the best coach in this generation.
Listen, I would love to shit on Bill Belichick with you. Would absolutely love to shit on Bill Belichick with you. But when it comes to coaching, like, the only thing you have is this. Like, yeah, you have the other things, but having double the amount of rings as you do definitely makes up for the fact that your coaching tree stinks and the way you went out sucks. like what are we doing? Like, I would love to shit on Bill Belichick with you. Like, I love doing that. Like, he doesn't have a job because they're not putting fucking in-home maid services to fucking wipe his geriatric ass in their contract. They can't do it. But you can't just ignore Bill Belichick.
I'm not ignoring him. I just think it's better. But yeah, I think a third Super Bowl, 3 and 4 years, same thing Belichick did, plus his other trips, his, I think, 6 consecutive conference championship games or 7, whatever it was with Philly. He did it with Donovan. He's done it. Unlike Bill Belichick, he's won with different people. McNabb.
That I would give
why are
you.
we acting like Donovan McNabb's a bum?
Is he Tom Brady?
No, but he's a very good quarterback. Donovan McNabb is a very good quarterback.
Got Alex Smith to the playoffs. Got Michael Vick to a conference championship game.
Bill Belichick got Matt Castle and Mac Jones to the fucking playoffs.
And what happened to Mac Jones in said playoff game?
And what happened to Alex fucking Smith in those playoffs?
He didn't lose by 50.
He did not. But again, Mac Jones doesn't play defense.
Who coached the team?
That's not the quarterback's fault.
We're talking coaches.
Listen,
didn't lose by 50.
A loss is a loss, whether you lose by $1 billion or half a point.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Because the way that the Ravens lost is not the same the way the Cowboys lost to Green Bay. It's not the same. It's not the same.
In the grand scheme of things, all they care about is the L.
Okay. All right.
I live in the mud. I live in the mud.
X factors for the game. Anthony, you go first on this one. Who are your X factors for the game? If so and so plays well, this team will win, or this team needs this guy to play well for them to win. X factor, because we know Kelsey, Mahomes.
I would say
CMC.
I would say the Chiefs' offensive line. That's the X factor for me personally. They need to contain that 49ers D line. They need to make sure Nick Bosa does not get home, because Nick Bosa has been on a tear during this postseason. And also Chase Young and those guys, they need to make sure that Pat Mahomes can stand upright and can get time to, look at his options and make plays and whatnot. So I think realistically, if the Chiefs O-line does not play well, or at least decent, then the Chiefs have no chance, because it's going to be a very long night for them, having to deal with that San Francisco front seven.
I see that.
I'm going to piggyback off of what Anthony said to go back to a point I made earlier. Isaiah Pacheco. if you can establish the run, that means your offensive line's playing really well, because offensive linemen love doing nothing more than run blocking. And if they can help establish that run, and Isaiah Pacheco can get it going, it opens up the game for everything else. So if you get a good game out of Isaiah Pacheco, I think the Chiefs win the game.
I think Pacheco is also a major X factor for this game. If he gets going, the Chiefs are very, very tough to beat when he runs well. Just ask Miami. When he gets going, they are very
Miami
tough.
Didn't want to play football that game.
They didn't. They did not. On Kansas City side, I'm gonna actually say the Niners secondary. We know Kansas City does not have elite receivers, to be kind. But what they cannot do is let Patty get into a rhythm throwing to these receivers. Make it so that someone else besides Kelsey beats you. They have to win. In order for that game plan to just double Kelsey all night and just swarm him, your secondary has to win. The Niners secondary has to win, because I've been saying it all playoffs. As great as their front seven is, the Niners secondary is suspect. They got to play on their heads this game if they want to bring home this chip, because
outside of Ward,
as great as and I'm using the word great because Jared Goff played great in that NFC Championship game. If they think Jared Goff was something, the real boogeyman is walking into the stadium now. And they're going to have to play better than they did against the Lions to beat Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes is going to break your heart if they play the same way. Jared Goff, unfortunately, had a offensive coordinator and head coach that forgot to run the ball, or else the Niners would have lost. I can promise you Andy Reid and the Chiefs are not going to forget to give the ball to Pacheco if they go up 17 points. If the Chiefs go up 17, this game is over. I can promise you that this game is over. So the key to it, to me, for the X factor, the Niners secondary has to stand up. You can't let Rice get off. You can't. I mean, Tony's not going to play, but you can't. Shout out to him.
Smartest thing they've ever done.
Shout out to
Andy Reid.
Still finding a way to call, but he still finds a way to cause drama. I just don't understand.
And Andy Reid just stick him in the hotel room. We're not. Don't even come, bro.
But he said he's the number one receiver, though.
He said he was the number one receiver. If I get the ball, I'll be the number one receiver, bro. Sit down. Go sit down somewhere.
Kadarius Toney shouldn't have even been drafted in the first round, if we're being fair, because these are the same exact problems he had in college, where he literally couldn't catch.
He thinks he's better than he is, and his ego won't allow him to take a secondary role.
Yeah, feet for hands.
He was horrible. He literally lost the Chiefs game.
He's the reason that the Ravens were home for the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Because the Chiefs absolutely could have been home for that game if it wasn't for him. He ruined a legendary play for a Hall of Fame player. Because that play that Kelsey did was
that's an all-time play.
Unbelievable. So that would be my X factor. So we're finally here. We're gonna do our predictions, and then we're gonna have a little fun and argue for a few minutes, because Dylan hates anything before 1970. So we'll have a little fun in a moment. Do you want to give your predictions first, or do you want me to read off our correspondence, I guess you could say?
Yeah, read the correspondence.
Our picks. So, okay. So let's start out first. Guys, remember, favorite to the show, my man Don Juan. Going with Kansas City. Gotta stamp it. Gotta stamp it. Going with Kansas City. Red Kingdom. His explanation, my homeboy, can't bet against him.
Oh,
Shout out to
God.
Don. Thanks, Don, for that pick. Our friend, my friend, Tatiana Sierra from ESPN, friend of the show, also picking Kansas City. She gave me a score, 28-23. Explanation, Patrick Mahomes. Stamp it. Patrick Mahomes. What did DJ, I'm not going to misquote him. I believe DJ told me Kansas City, but I don't want to misquote him. He's actually, I think he's recording right now. I should ask him. But let's go to our friend Blackheart from OTTR, who gave us this clip.
Good, it's your boy Blackheart, the boss down on OTTR. Want to give a special shout out to the speaker on the podcast. Shout out to Big Mike and all y'all. Give you my prediction for this Sunday Super Bowl between the Kansas City Chiefs and San Francisco 49ers. Gotta go with the 49ers, man. Let's go. And MVP, Christian McCaffrey.
Our first Niners pick. He also he's big on CMC, so I wasn't surprised at all by that. And yeah, I mean that's all I have. I did not get a pick from Roz.
Shocker. Don't worry, you didn't get one last year either.
Did not get one from last year.
I got Steven's pick.
What is Steven's pick?
Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City. We should have had Red Kingdom dialed up for this because it is a sweep going on right now. Any explanation, or is he following the train, Patrick Mahomes?
It's definitely the train of Patrick Mahomes.
All right, Anthony, I'll let you go first. James, shout out to James. He is going to be out for a few shows now because he has a new little one in his family, and I am an uncle for the second time, even though he doesn't want to admit it.
You guys are cousins.
That is my niece.
You guys are cousins.
That is my niece.
Not your brother. That is your cousin.
Mike, in case you don't know, my sister just had a new baby. I'm an uncle, all right? I'm an actual uncle. That's what uncle means, Mike.
Welcome to the club, Anthony. It's nice here. Welcome to it's a great thing being here. Welcome. It's nice. It's a nice thing. But nevertheless, who do you have in the big game?
Cousin Mike, I'm going with the greatest quarterback of all time in the Kansas City Chiefs.
There's no surprise there. Red Kingdom.
Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Shout out Tech 9.
Anthony, I'm very anxious about this pick. I do not know where you're going with this.
You can both go both ways.
Hey, yo. The suspense. I almost feel like I need to play music.
Oh, God. I really had to think about this one for quite some time. I'm not going to lie. I'm going with the Chiefs.
Fraud. You are a fraud.
Listen, man.
You are a Raider fan? Fraud. You should be wishing downfall on this team. Fraud.
Listen,
sure.
the Swifties will come for my head if I don't root for the Chiefs. I got to pick Kansas City.
You're a Raider fan. You should be wishing for bad things.
But here's the problem. I don't like the Niners either. So it's not like I look at the San Francisco 49ers and be like, yeah, I can fuck.
You're not supposed to pick the team that it plays in your division to win.
To win the championship in your stadium.
Like, you have the modern day Tom Brady dynasty here, and you're picking them to win things. When I
I
was
know.
in real time dealing with Tom Brady every fucking year for 20-something years, my entire life at this point, I wanted
It's a
failure.
combination of just me being a Swiftie, and I'm not crazy about the 49ers, to be honest.
We have found. Remember, Dylan, we've been saying this for almost 3 years, that out of everything, we didn't think that there was anything that Anthony loved more than the Raiders, because the Raiders is his team. That is it. And we have found the kryptonite, and her name is Taylor Swift. He loves Taylor more than he loves his Raiders, which is stunning. Stunning. But I will complete. You heard me say earlier on the show, 31-28. I think that this team, well, I'll Red Kingdom for the win. Red Kingdom 31-28. I think the Chiefs are going to start fast. I think it's going to be an exact replica of the NFC Championship game, except the Chiefs are not going to blow the game. I think the Chiefs are going to start fast. I think San Francisco is going to power and grind their way back in the game, but I think they're just going to fall up short. And I think Dylan will have the last laugh, because I think the last pass Brock Purdy throws in this game will be an interception.
It'll be almost a mirror of that. The last time the Chiefs beat the Niners in the Super Bowl.
Purdy can't start slow. He absolutely
Purdy cannot afford to have the slow starts he's been having. That is absolutely a
You will get
I
punished.
100% agree with you, Anthony. 100%. This is such a strange pod.
I don't know what world we're in. I don't know.
This is Banana Land. Banana Land. That's what I'm going to do the name of this episode. It's fucking Banana Land. That's where
because you gotta have an honest moment here. It's just like, at the end of the day, I think you said this like last week or the week before. For whatever reason, these DBs, when they see Purdy throwing the ball, if there's just something in their head, it's like, let me not catch this. Like, I have seen, like, Purdy should have had like at least 3 or 4 more interceptions. For whatever reason, these boos right there, just drop it. Like, I don't think you can have that luck continue. Like, it's just not going to happen again. Purdy at best, Purdy can only afford 1 slow quarter. He could be slow in the first, maybe. But that's the most room for error I can give him. Outside of that, he's got to be on point. You know, he doesn't have to be great because of the team that he has, but he has to be good. He has to be good, and he has to play mistake-free football. Or else he will get punished. Yeah.
He cannot afford mistakes in this game.
But I think this will come down to a game-winning field goal, in my opinion. I see this being 23-23. Chiefs get the ball, last possession. They drive it down to like the 35 or the 40. They kick a game-winning field goal.
And Dylan will be yelling and screaming, Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback of all time.
I'm already doing that.
Well, you're saying, well, to be clear, you're saying that right now, comparing to where Brady was right now.
No, I'm saying he's the greatest quarterback I've ever seen.
Ever. Like, that's the argument I have with him too. I think he's already said it's done. And I just don't understand.
Never.
I just don't understand it.
But how do you make that conclusion though?
Because
I test accolades, what he's done so far in his career, like he can retire today.
That's it.
Well, he can retire today and he'll be a Hall of Famer. I agree with that.
Greatest of all time.
He'd be the greatest of all time if he retired right now. Anthony.
Greatest of all time.
Without winning this game.
Yep. He don't need this game. Greatest of all time. Don't care.
You know, I wish we were old enough to have seen Joe Montana play. Because I can't.
I did not.
Were you?
No,
I'm off.
Mike is fucking old as fuck.
Because realistically, I would love to just compare Mahomes to Montana, but I didn't see him play. So, but if we're talking Mahomes Brady, I mean, you can't. I understand like this whole point of where he's at versus where Brady was at this point. I actually agree with that too, to an extent. But to say right all together, whole resume right now,
I mean, it's the same way, the way you feel about Aaron Rodgers, where you're just like you think he's the greatest quarterback you've ever seen. I not only have the accolades that Mahomes has, on top of Mahomes being the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. That's it. That's all I need. That's all I need. I've never been more sure of anything in my life that Pat Mahomes is the greatest quarterback of all time. Never been more sure about anything in my life.
That's hey.
Because my
Nobody can
thing is,
change my mind.
Montana's 4-0 in the Super Bowl, man.
Again, it's a team sport. 53-man roster. 11-11. Like, that doesn't take away for how fucking awesome Dan Marino is.
I mean, I haven't really done a quarterback list in a minute, to be honest. I mean, if I'm gonna do all time,
Because
I could.
It's gonna be hard pressed for you to tell me Dan Marino's not like better than a lot of these guys just because he never won a Super Bowl.
No. Dan Marino's nasty.
Dog.
He's a fucking dog.
You could tell me Dan Marino's the greatest quarterback of all time. I'd be like, yeah, probably. I'm not going to fight you on it because
if you told me Pat Mahomes is top, if you told me Pat Mahomes is top 3, I would even agree with that. To be honest, to say number 1.
But the only way you think the way you think is because of Super Bowls. But again,
no, not just Super Bowls. I mean, we were all here.
Mahomes is 3. Who would you put as 1 and 2? And then let me tell you.
No, I said if you said Mahomes is top 3, I would agree with you.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't argue.
Let's say he's top 3. Who would the other 2 people
Well,
be?
For me personally, it'd be Brady and Rodgers.
But why would Rodgers be there?
Well, it's kind of like what I said before. Like when I watch Rodgers play and I see like how.
Thank you for proving my.
Yeah,
point.
but here's the thing. You just said, but you just said it though. Kind of like the way I look at Rodgers, the same way you look at Mahomes.
Yeah, because I think Mahomes is a better Rodgers.
But I'm gonna bring up Super Bowl rings, but
because
here's where things are a little.
That Super Bowl rings, where I've seen.
No, but here's where things are a little
different. Ass in important games in the playoffs.
But here's the thing: Rodgers has a ring, Mahomes has 2. That's different from Mahomes 3 rings, Brady 7. that's a little different.
But if you just do just Super Bowls, we could just do in playoff performances. I've seen Aaron Rodgers play like dog shit in many a playoff appearance, and the only reason like Rodgers has a Super Bowl ring, like if we're being real here, that defense was ridiculous. That defense was smothering.
Because he didn't. Weren't they a freaking wild card team when they went to the Super Bowl? Dylan, come on, man.
No,
they went through the road gauntlet to go to the Super Bowl.
They had 1 loss.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
That Packers team that Rodgers won the Super Bowl with?
No, that was the
next.
Didn't they? That was the next.
No, they went
15-1. The year before they were.
Was a wild card. They were in as a wild card team, and they had to go through a whole road gauntlet to go to the Super Bowl. You're talking about the next year when they went like 15-1, then lost to the Giants in the division.
Lost to the G-Men in the cold.
Yeah, the G-Men packed them. That's when Rodgers, I think, broke like damn near every Packer record and shit that year.
Oh well. Yeah, that defense is also insane.
But Rodgers was also really good too.
Yeah, but you had both. That's the thing. You had both of them, and once you took that great defense away from Rodgers, he had nothing. Nothing. That's why he's never returned.
But again, I can sit here and be like, okay, for one of Pat Mahomes' Super Bowls, he had the greatest. I mean, in your opinion, your words, the greatest tight end of all time, and literally, you can make the argument he's the best receiver in the game too at Tyreek Hill.
And then then he won Super Bowls without Tyreek Hill with Juju Smith-Schuster.
No, he won Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl without.
Super Bowl, and now he is in the Super Bowl again with the worst version of Travis Kelce we've seen in his career.
Well, he
Kadarius Toney and Kadarius Toney.
Well, they blackballed him. So no, Kadarius Toney has been promptly blackballed from the team. Right, he hasn't played in the post.
On that team is Rashee Rice.
He can
still have Travis Kelce.
Yeah, but is he Jordy?
He's playing like Travis Kelce in the postseason, right?
Nelson? Is he Greg Jennings? Is he Donald Driver? Rashee Rice, these Chiefs wide receivers are dog shit.
No, I agree.
And again, this is the worst version of Travis Kelce we've seen to date.
Not in regular season, I agree. Regular season, yes.
As a whole,
But
this
he
is
had,
the worst version of
no, but he can't. But in the postseason, he has turned it up. He's went back to Travis Kelce. He's done what Travis Kelce does in the postseason.
Rodgers,
but I mean,
a great weapon.
But here's the thing: if you ask more people who they think is a better quarterback, they're going to say Mahomes. It's more so just personal preference for me.
Listen, I'm of the like that. You can't compare Rodgers to Brady or Mahomes or Manning. You have to compare Rodgers to Breeze.
Why so?
They're the two that have the most similar career path. Their careers are almost identical, except Rodgers is able to win a few more MVPs. And Breeze was robbed of an MVP.
He was robbed of one.
Other than that, you take away that Saints defense that they had.
He was also robbed of a Super Bowl.
And he also has plenty of playoff failures, just like Rodgers does. Because the Saints and the Packers are teams for a decade that had the expectations of being in the Super Bowl. And they came up short every time.
Well, one year they got robbed.
Except
Breeze got robbed one year, and Stephon Diggs happened the other year because the defense. I still, to this day, don't know what they were doing on that play. I still, to this day, don't know, and that's not Drew Brees' fault.
I've seen Aaron Rodgers multiple times put up some of the greatest quarterback numbers, some of the greatest numbers, period, in a season I've ever seen. Like just recently, I think his second to last season on the Packers, not the last one, but the one before that. I think he went 48 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, QBR. I forgot what it was, but it was absurdly high, and he's replicated that kind of season multiple times throughout his career. Just insanity.
Quarterback I've ever seen.
And then he goes to the playoffs and he plays like dog shit.
Again, but again, that is and I agree. I will give you that. That is the one stain that I would put on him is that he's underperformed in the postseason.
That's being nice.
As a whole.
Yeah, that's being nice.
When you win it, he still won a championship, Dylan. He still won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
he hasn't been Dak Prescott bad in the playoffs.
Come on! Oh my God!
He's not scoring points. He's still not throwing.
Dylan, just the simple fact that he's taking his team to a Super Bowl.
But that's what you need him to do. You need him to score. You go out there. You have these incredible years, break records, blah blah blah, and then you go and you can't score 14 points.
He's going and he's been kicking field goals. That's what happens.
You can't score 14 points.
So
the playoffs is different, man.
And
that's not to say you shouldn't have.
One guy goes to the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl every year, and the other guy loses home playoff games all the time. Aaron Rodgers.
So Patrick Mahomes, after this year, he wins on Sunday, and then doesn't win another championship for 10 years, and only gets to
GOAT.
I'll give you two AFC Championship games. He has a bunch of 1-and-outs and 2-and-outs for 10 years, for another decade. Will mean nothing to you because of this 6 years stretch.
GOAT. Greatest quarterback I've seen with my eyes.
No more MVPs.
You got John Elway.
I'm very high on John.
You got John Elway. Anthony's got Aaron Rodgers. I got the better version of both of them.
Like I said, Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback I've ever seen with my eyes.
And Mahomes is better than him. And Mahomes is better than him.
That's your opinion.
That guy is my quarterback.
You got 30.
My quarterback.
You got 30. No, Joe Burrow is your quarterback.
No, the quarterback. Joe Burrow is not the quarterback of the New York Jets.
Fraud.
Joe Burrow is not the quarterback of the New York Jets.
Fraud.
Aaron Rodgers is literally the quarterback of the New York Jets.
One injury, Anthony, and his love affair with Joe Burrow is over.
Joe Burrow is still the second best quarterback in football.
I want Aaron Rodgers to be healthy this year and on his feet. So, Dylan, you can see firsthand just him performing that.
Aaron Rodgers play football. I'm scared.
No, I'm talking about him doing that for your squad and winning your team
And you know what
football
could be
game.
the back of my head
He'll
every
be the
fucking
greatest
game?
quarterback of all time,
Well, no, if Aaron Rodgers were to win a Super Bowl for the Jets, that kind of puts him in a different air, because that's cursed franchise shit. You bring a cursed franchise, a championship, and for any team, it's different levels. If the Knicks won a title off of Jalen Brunson's back, he's got a statue. He's the greatest Knick of all time.
He's not.
If Jalen Brunson was the reason you guys won a title,
He doesn't.
he's the
become
greatest Knick of all time.
No, he is not. Dylan.
Who better than him? Patrick
He's
Ewing,
not.
the guy
Patrick
who has
Ewing
failed.
Patrick will still be better than him. Walt Frazier will still be better than him.
Insanity, because there will be a statue outside of Madison Square Garden. There will be a statue outside of Madison Square Garden of Jalen Brunson. There will be a statue of Jalen Brunson.
Patrick Ewing has every record imaginable for him.
And what doesn't he have? What doesn't he have?
You're giving me this stupid Kawhi Leonard argument.
What doesn't he have?
And it does not work. It
what
didn't work
does
then.
he not have?
A championship.
Then that's all that matters.
So championships are all that matter. Make up your mind. Are they the end all be all or not?
For cursed teams, it is different.
Oh, for cursed cities. For cursed cities,
it is completely different. Like Detroit Lions.
So who are all the cursed cities?
The Detroit Lions, the New York Jets, the Minnesota Vikings, the New York Knicks, the Clippers.
Rizzo the greatest Cub of all time? No. Who? Anthony Rizzo.
Might be. Chris Bryant.
Name him. Name anyone on that team. The answer
Cubs,
is no.
The Mets.
Answer is no.
The Mets.
No, and no again.
The Mets are cursed. The Cubs no longer are cursed. The Mariners. Woo! The Mariners are cursed. Who else is fucking cursed?
That kid, I can't even think of his name right now. They could win the championship next year. He's still not better than King Griffey Jr. He's still not.
What did Griffey not do?
And he's still not.
Kawhi Leonard is the greatest rapper of all time.
He is not.
The greatest rapper of all time.
Is not.
Rare air.
Oh, God. What are we doing here?
Who's the best Super Bowl team of all time? Now this segment is going to go left. Because now
who's the best Super Bowl team of all time?
Best Super Bowl team of all time.
2000 Ravens.
Team.
2000 Ravens. I'd pick 2000 Ravens over anybody. Anybody. Don't give a fuck. That's the greatest defense of all time. Defense wins championships.
I said the 2013 Seahawks.
Legion of Boom.
Greatest defense of all time.
Just the way they absolutely just embarrassed one of the all-time offenses.
So I'm conflicted because it's a twofold question. You could pick who you think is the best team of all time, or is it who you think, like Dylan said, I'm taking the 2000 Ravens team against anybody. Okay. Because for me, the 93 Cowboys, that's the best team of all time. The team that had Dion on it is the best team of all time to me. Because that team was absolutely stacked. The Jimmy Johnson with Dion, that team is stacked. They have the coach, they have the offensive line, they have the quarterback, they have the running back, they have the playmaker, they have the greatest corner of all time. That team is loaded, and I would take that. But if we're going to go matchup styles, believe it or not, Dylan, I would take the second Ravens championship team to beat your Ravens team.
Which one? The 12 team?
Because that
the Joe Flacco one.
That team's offense is better than your team's offense.
Yes, but
and the defenses, the defenses, no, but your defense has to go against my offense. My defense, that 2012 Ravens defense, is causing hell for that anemic 2000 Ravens offense.
But here's the thing: you're failing to remember in
not getting a
2000,
shutout.
there was high-powered offenses.
That Ravens offense is not high powered.
No. I'm saying as a whole, right? In 2000, there were high-powered offenses. That 2000's Ravens team was holding teams like 17 points a game.
I think it was lower than that.
Yeah, I think it might be lower than that.
I think it was lower than that.
There were great offenses that were like 12 points a game. That Ravens offense not going to be like, it's going to be a who's going to kick the first field goal.
My team wins.
But my team has the better running back, the better offensive line.
I have the better receivers, and I
don't matter against this team.
And I have something that your defense never saw, which is a versatile running back. Ray Rice is making
Wasn't
Ray
Ray Rice
run.
out of there by there?
No, that's the Ray Rice, that crazy like 3rd and 20 something that he got against the Chargers. Another Philip Rivers choke.
I got prime Ray Lewis. I got Tony Saragusa. I got fucking.
I have Ed Reed.
One of the best. You do have Ed Reed, boy, the greatest safety you ever seen, boy. But I got young Ray Lewis. I got Ray Lewis who's fresh off of killing a guy.
What? The fuck?
Allegedly.
Please.
I got prime greatest middle linebacker of all time.
I've got veteran greatest linebacker of all time.
You got
that knows how to pick his spots.
And prime Ray Lewis, who's bigger,
just a madman running all over the place.
Oh, stop! Don't do that. Don't disrespect the greatest defense of all time.
That's all he was doing, was running and hitting things.
Like the greatest defense of all time.
He didn't know offenses. All he knew was hike, go get the ball.
You need to stop.
That's all he did.
Disrespecting Ray Lewis right now.
That's all he did. Ray Lewis.
Disrespecting Ray Lewis.
He knew check downs. He was a terror.
Don't disrespect the greatest defense of all time.
Terror.
The greatest defense of all time.
And I would love to see your defense go against that Cowboys team. Would love it.
Listen, I feel bad.
Love it.
Feel bad.
Because
they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
They're going to have a long day.
I know the Cowboys would. Woo.
There's 3 Hall of Famers on that offensive line.
Okay.
Don't think that y'all just going to run them over. That's not a thing.
Greatest defense of all time.
And who is covering Playmaker?
Oh, what the fuck's his name? Light-skinned dude, corner.
His name is Cooked. That's what his name is. Playmaker is feasting. Prime is causing hell. Prime has Trent Dilfer in hell.
Trent Dilfer don't matter. I just need Trent Dilfer to hand the ball off to fucking Terrell Davis.
The whole right side of the
Terrell Lewis. I'm sorry.
Jamal Lewis.
I just need Terrell Lewis to just get the fucking ball.
You said Terrell, but you meant Jamal. I know you.
Jamal Lewis. I'm sorry. I keep getting it fucked up. What the fuck is his name?
That's tough because you have
Rod Woodson. Rod Woodson. Chris McAllister. I don't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear that. Playmaker's cooking him.
I don't want to hear that shit.
Cooking.
I don't want to hear none of that fucking shit. That nonsense you're speaking.
Cooking.
No, bullshit. And I got Shannon Sharp. Fuck you. Not like he gonna do nothing, but
how about them Cowboys?
I know I got Trent Dilfer, but I still got Shannon Sharp. He ain't gonna do nothing, but I got Shannon Sharp.
As soon as you throw that ball, Prime's coming dancing down the sideline.
Don't worry, they're not throwing.
They're throwing.
They're not throwing. Oh, and Priest Holmes was on this team. Man.
He was washed by that.
I don't fucking care. Still got him.
He was washed.
Ray Lewis.
Prime.
Who's better? Ray Lewis or Dion?
Prime.
This sounds like a subject for another day.
Prime. It's prime.
I don't want to get into this.
Okay. Yeah.
Not right
we'll,
now. We'll be going for another 2 hours.
We only have 5 minutes left in this. Anthony, you still got to give us this one, and then we got to do the reverse of this, which I think will be fun because then we're going to get disrespectful in a minute.
Nah, I said 2013 Seahawks.
Oh yeah, you did. I'm sorry, you did.
You
did. And the Legion of Boom. That's a very because that's a balanced. Pick. That's a balanced team.
That's a very balanced team.
It's a balanced team. They don't get enough credit. That is a balanced team.
Shout out to Doug Baldwin. Doug Baldwin's my guy.
Prime's got him in hell.
He does, just like the whole 2000s Ravens team.
Prime has him in hell.
That 2000s Ravens team got Russell Wilson shook. When you got Saragusa chasing after that motherfucker.
The only problem I have with that is Marshawn's going to be a handful. I don't care who's on. I don't care, Dylan.
Listen,
that prime
2000s
Marshawn
team, you had Eddie George on your team. Ask him about the 2000s Ravens. And Eddie George better than Marshawn Lynch.
We've been doing this show for 3 years, and you've never said anything as hurtful to me as bringing that up.
I think that's how he feels about 2000s Ravens.
I think that Seahawks team beats both those Ravens squads, to be honest. I really do. Because at the end of the day, if you want to talk about the 2012 Ravens, yeah, they had a pretty good defense, actually really good defense. Offense was solid, but that offense ain't doing nothing on that Legion of Boom.
Let me tell you what the Legion of Boom couldn't do. Stop the run.
Stop the run.
And that is the single strength of the 2000s Ravens. The single thing they did right was run the football.
What were they against the run again?
They were. I don't think they were that bad because their defensive line at that point was bad. Their whole team was Bobby Wagner, Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, Brandon Browner, and Richard Sherman.
Wasn't Red Bryant on that team too?
They had a really young Bruce Irvin, what's his face? KJ Wright as the other linebacker next to Wagner.
Didn't he win the MVP?
They played a 4-3, so they didn't have they had a big nose tackle and then two linebackers on the edge.
Didn't KJ win the MVP in the Super Bowl?
No, that was Malcolm Smith.
Smith, the other linebacker.
Yeah.
Malcolm Smith was ass.
Peyton threw him a pick six though, right in the breadbasket.
Malcolm Smith, I'll never forget this. Malcolm Smith, the winner of the "Who the Fuck Are You" award. But yeah, no, they didn't stop the run. They were built to stop the pass. They were the perfect team to stop Denver. That team was built to stop Denver at that time.
Mm-hmm.
If they would have had to face a team that was just going to run the ball down their throat, they'd have been screwed.
Because who did Denver beat in the AFC Championship game? Was it
Patriots?
I would say, was it in New England?
Yeah.
Marcus
Ware and Von Miller were terrorizing Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Terrorizing Tom Brady.
Yeah. Seattle would have beaten New England too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They would have beaten New England. So they probably wouldn't have beaten them that bad, but they would have beaten them.
No, they wouldn't. It would have been a close game because New England at that time, the only person who was going deep was Gronk.
Yeah.
Everybody else was at the line of scrimmage, digging duck to the running backs, element on 2 yards. Like, that's how that offense was. Gronk was the one who
Chancellor would have hurt somebody in that Super Bowl.
Cam Chancellor would have fucking laid out Gronk.
Cam Chancellor was a fucking dog.
I hope he gets in the Hall of Fame.
He won't.
Nah.
Damn,
but he is one of the great
that Legion of Boom. God damn.
One of the great safeties of that era
of all time.
Yeah, Earl Thomas.
I don't think Earl gets in.
Earl's got too many off the field issues to get in.
That too. Yeah. I was just gonna say he burned too many bridges when he left the league. Just his playing leaving the league. And then You're right.
Remember when Derrick Henry just planted Earl Thomas into the Earth's core?
Yes. Yes. Phenomenal. As Chris Brown would say, sensational.
Mike, do you think Derrick Henry's a Hall of Famer?
Yes. Right now, today.
Yes. Does he get in before Fred Taylor?
Well, I don't know how long Derrick is going to play, so Fred has more chances to get in. I think Fred's I think he's a borderline Hall of Famer, and I think he might get in. Actually, I think he might get in. I think he's right on that fringe line. I would put him in, but I can understand. I can understand not putting him in, but I would put him in. But do I think he'll get in before Derrick? I mean, I would think so, because once you retire, you got to wait 5 years. So he's got a 5-year head start.
They take forever to put running backs in.
Yeah, he's got a
unless
5-year
you're like
head start.
Undeniably like the greatest.
That's why I don't think he's going to get in. I think he's Hall of Famer, but I don't think he's going to get in.
Do you think Derrick Henry gets in the first ballot?
First or second, yeah. Because when Derrick retires, he's going to be like number 7 all time in rushing, and he's going to be in the top 10 in touchdowns. So, yeah, he will be undeniable. He's already undeniable, but
yeah, I think he's first ballot.
I'm biased.
Running backs are so tough to get in on the
unless you're undeniable, and I think by the time Derrick finishes, he will be he will just be
Eddie
one of
George
those
is in,
guys.
right?
Yeah, of course
Eddie George is, yeah.
Of course Eddie's
Mike just insulted.
We went on a tangent. Now we got to reset the clock. Worst Super Bowl team of all time. This is where I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is where it's going to get disrespectful, because I already know when we go down this worst list, things get bad.
Worst Super
Bowl. Ooh.
Y'all are thinking I'm gonna jump right into it. The 0-1 Patriots is just, that team had no business winning anything. And what is his name? The coach for the Rams. He cried all the time. Dick Vermeil.
Dick Vermeil. Oh my God.
Hey, I pulled that one out there. He had no business losing that game. None. Kurt Warner should be ashamed of himself for losing that game. But the 0-1 Patriots is just, you tell me what other Super Bowl team since 2001 that Patriots team beats. They lose to every single one of them. And some
they even lose to that Rams team.
That one, yes. Aaron Donald's causing that Tom Brady hell. Odell Beckham is going to Cooper Kupp is going to have.
I'm not talking about that Rams team. I'm talking about the Rams team that lost 13-3.
But they didn't win. We're talking about the winners.
Oh, you're talking about the win? Oh, you're talking about the winners. Oh, my bad.
Worst winning Super Bowl team.
Oh, worst winning Super. Oh, okay.
Oh, worst losing Super Bowl team. Oh, I'd have to go look, because there's been some bad ones.
The worst losing one is that
Rams team?
2014 Denver team.
That Rams team was
that Denver team.
Lost. No, they
lost 43-8.
The corpse of
Manning.
Yeah, they lost 43-8.
Their defense was better than that they played that day, though.
I mean, the defense really didn't do much that game. That offense kept giving the ball away.
But that's why I would say that they're not.
For Denver, that game was a safety.
That's why I would say that they're not that bad, because their defense is actually not bad. It's a Super Bowl defense. The offense was just, I don't know.
I just hope this Super Bowl's not a fucking blowout. Like, I just hope this game is competitive.
Either team, I don't see it.
Yeah.
But
I'm looking at the teams right now.
That Raiders team
winning.
That Tampa Bay beat.
Tampa Bay beat the dog shit of that Raider team.
We don't need to talk about that.
That Raider team was really bad. Do we want to put that Atlanta team that New England beat?
I was about to say. No, but if we're doing winners,
Well, we're doing winner. Yeah, okay.
if we're doing winners, give me that Patriots Rams Super Bowl. Give me that Patriots team. That Patriots team sucked.
Yeah,
Patriots team wasn't.
that was
That
probably the
Patriots-
worst Super Bowl I've ever seen in my life.
It was good
literally.
defensively because it was literally the first touchdown won.
Yeah, but it was boring as all
It
hell.
was not a good game though.
It was not
a good game. Like both defenses were playing, but it wasn't like spectacular defensive play. It was more so both offenses were just god.
Defenses
awful.
can be fun to watch if they make good plays.
Like
that was just a boring
Ravens game was a defensive game, but that was a good game. It was a good game.
That Patriots
ass. That game was not a good game.
Well, first off, the Rams shouldn't even been there.
That Patriots team still beats that 0-1 Patriots team. Still beats them.
That Rams team got pretty lucky. Yeah, pretty lucky. You know, a pass interference call that just wasn't called. The most egregious pass interference call of all time.
Do you think that Niners team that the Rams beat in the NFC Championship game, do you think they win that game?
Yes.
I think they might win that game too.
Yes, I absolutely do. Again, this is that Sean McVay like kryptonite that they had.
And watching the Rams play the Lions, I 1000% know in my heart the Rams would have beat this Niners team. They would have absolutely beat this team. I know,
especially the way they were playing.
I know,
especially the way they were playing.
I know it. The Niners are so lucky because they are so lucky the Eagles shit the bed, because this could have played out a whole lot differently for the Niners.
Why are they lucky? Why are they lucky the Eagles shit the bed?
Because if the Eagles get the 1 seed like they're supposed to, then the Niners run into the Rams.
And that would be very interesting. Very interesting.
Or the Cowboys. It might flip. Because I still don't, because the Cowboys would have had to go on the road. And I just don't think Tampa does to them what Green Bay did to them. Because Green Bay can run the ball. Tampa is not running the ball like that. So San Francisco's, they're lucky. But yeah, so my answer is the 0-1 Patriots. That team is just, they did it for America. Great. Woohoo. I remember we were all cheering for them. Yay.
Never.
We changed the logo for the Super Bowl for the flag. Ooh.
Worst Super Bowl team of all time? Every Buffalo team that played in the 90s. every Bills team that played in the fucking 90s. Because every Bills team that played, except for the one washed, every time the Bills played the Super Bowl, they got fucking washed.
By the NFC East.
They got washed!
The NFC East.
I'm looking at the scores right now. 37-24, 52-17, 30-13.
The Cowboys beat the brakes off of them twice.
It's just the
Giants.
Giants.
The Giants was the only one that they had a chance. And that Buffalo team was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't care how good you are. You lost 4 straight Super Bowls. You're the worst fucking team of all time.
That must be traumatizing.
That fan base.
Listen, I can't say right now what I would do to myself.
Because like
you would go and meditate, Dylan. You would meditate and wake up the next day and be a better man. That's what you would do.
Because like, is it a thing where you're devastated because you lost the Super Bowl? Then you get back. All right, this is the year. All right, we wasn't ready last year. This is the year. Then you lose again. Then you build. So by the third one, are you like, all right, this is the time.
Mm-hmm.
We have to. And then you get your doors blown off. So that lets all the air out of the balloon. Then you get back again to play. It's like, all right, no.
Have you ever watched that 30 for 30?
No, I haven't.
I've watched that 30 for 30. You haven't watched it, Mike?
30 for 30s of all time, because literally all
it's one of
in Buffalo, by the time they got to the fourth one, was like, please God, let the Bills win the Super Bowl.
It was a phenomenal documentary, but it was also very painful to watch at the same time. It was painful to watch because you felt so bad for a fan base to just be rooting for. for just to be rooting for a team to make it all and then lose every single time 4 years in a row. That is a pain that I hope I never get to experience. I'd rather the Raiders have 10 straight seasons with just 4 wins. Like I don't want to go through that. I never want to go through that. I'm sorry, I can't. Like
Physical harm would
I'll
be
be
myself. I would jump out. I run out this window. Don't talk to me. Nobody talk to me ever again.
Because I feel like the first one you would be devastated, but then literally by the time you get to the second one, it washes it away because you're like, all right, we learned, we're back, here we go. The second one is the second one is the tough loss. Because then the third one comes and you're like, oh man, we got to do it now.
What, 4?
That fourth one.
4.
Hurts.
the fourth is just that is nuts.
That hurts.
How do you go on living?
That is literally an
How do
entire
you not fall out of love
an
with
entire
football?
presidential term.
How do you not fall out of love with football?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm a Bills fan and if that happened to me with the Jets, I swear to God I'd stop watching football. I swear to God I'd stop watching football. I would go find another hobby during the fall/winter.
Well, first off, I'd be insufferable as all hell if that happened. So yeah, that's another story.
I would never watch football again. I would burn everything, denounce the NFL. I'm never watching ever again.
You'd be like, this shit is rigged.
No, it wouldn't even be this shit's rigged. It's I can't do this anymore. I can't deal with this.
I believe they lost in the AFC Championship game the next year, and then just a couple more, one more playoff loss, and then they were bad for a couple years, and then the next time they got to the playoffs, the Music City Miracle from my Titans, and then they were horrible until Josh Allen walked in the door a few years.
Tyrod Taylor
got them to a playoff.
The playoffs.
And got them to a playoff game, and then.
But they weren't a serious contender until the great Josh Allen stepped.
Don't do that. Why do you have to do that? The great Josh, stop it. That man hasn't done anything.
There's that hate.
Yeah, but like,
there you go.
The great
there you
Josh
go,
Allen?
Dylan. There's that hate I was looking for.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how does he the great Josh Allen? He's never done
there's the real Dylan right there.
Can you answer that? How is he the great Josh Allen if he's never done anything?
Oh God, I'm not.
What has he done? Except lose the see, now I'm alone. Now I'm here alone because everybody's busy. The second it comes into Josh Allen, telling the truth about Josh Allen, it's a fucking problem. But
we don't do Josh Allen slander on the pod.
It's not slander. I'm asking what he's done to be considered the great Josh Allen, besides almost win a bunch of playoff games.
But he has won playoff games, though.
But the important ones.
They're all important. What playoff game is not important?
The first round ones, which he's also lost. But I'm saying the games that could get him to the AFC Championship game, he's just almost won them. He's still getting credit for almost beating the Chiefs 2 years ago. What rule are they changing for him next?
That rule needed to be changed.
And it didn't. What rule is going to be changed next? Kickers aren't allowed to kick in the last 2 minutes of the game?
No, you're dragging it.
I don't know. The Bills couldn't win because the kicker missed, so that means the kickers can't kick in the last 2 minutes.
You're dragging it.
Change the rules for Josh Allen.
You changed the rule because it was stupid. And we all saw in real time how stupid it is.
The overtime rule in the NFL is dumb as a whole. Just go to the college
rule. So they
rule.
changed
Just
it.
Go to the college rule.
So they changed it. Then,
no,
and that's the point.
Change. Go to the college rule.
They changed it. We saw in real time how stupid it was. And they changed it. They didn't change it because of Josh Allen. They changed it because it was stupid.
They changed it because of Josh Allen.
They changed it because it was stupid.
The Bills proposed it. Like, they changed it because of Josh Allen.
Because it was stupid.
Change it to the college football rule.
I would be fine with that.
That's the better rule. That's the better, overtimes thing. That's it. That's the one.
And instead of the college is with the 25, it's the NFL.
What about 25?
No, put it to 40.
Scoring. Nah, 25. Fuck it.
No, it's the pro. You're a professional. 40. Score. Figure it out.
30.
We're negotiating.
Yes. We're negotiating. 30.
35.
25.
Not doing
We're going back because I don't like it.
That's not doing 25.
You go to the 25 because you're only allowed one more first down, and then you gotta score. You gotta score. And the games will get over much faster. Or they'll go on for infinity, and that would be the best.
That's if you put it at
Like
the 40,
that one LSU Alabama game like 10 years ago.
put it at the 40, it'll go on forever.
That game went on to like 3 in the morning.
That Colorado
Colorado State game?
that game was on forever.
Well, that game was on forever because it was a West Coast game.
But it's
That
still went
LSU
to,
Alabama
overtime?
game should have been over at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and it was over at like 1 in the morning.
Because it went to like 15 overtimes.
So, well, Dylan, you want to do your bets now? Because if not, we're going to transition away from the foosball.
Give me Chiefs plus 2.5.
The money line?
No, the spread.
The spread. I said the money line. The spread.
The spread is 2.5. Give me the Chiefs plus 2.5. Give me Christian McCaffrey 2 anytime touchdowns.
2. Wow. Okay. Give me the over under 49.5.
47.5.
47, 49, 50. Over. Over. Give me the over, and I'm taking it. You got any prop bets you want to give us, Ant?
No, I'm not in the betting world. No, I don't do that stuff.
We all picked the Chiefs, so there's no
Pat Mahomes Super Bowl MVP.
I think he's going to get it too. It's a quarterback award.
It really is.
I think Kelsey has a chance because I'm not going to get political, but as a certain genre of the country thinks everything is rigged, it may be rigged for Travis. It may be rigged for Travis to win the MVP.
But we have seen some non-quarterbacks win the MVP.
They would have had they had to put up incredible performances to do it. If it's not Mahomes, it's McCaffrey.
No, I think if it's not Mahomes, it's Kelsey. I can't see anybody else besides Pat or Kelsey winning it. Maybe
in a Chiefs
Isaiah
win. In
a Chiefs win. If
what if it's a run-heavy game and
maybe if Pacheco goes off,
Pacheco would have to play out of his mind.
He'd have to play out of his mind. At least 150 and 2 tutters.
Out of his mind.
152 tutters. Then he can do it though. 152 tutters. I'm gonna be looking like, hey,
that's fucking lock it in.
That's what we need to get. But anything short of that, but that's what I'm saying. If Kelsey plays like he did, because if there was an MVP for the AFC Championship game, it would have been Kelsey.
It would have been Travis Kelsey.
It wouldn't have been Patty. So I don't see a world where anyone outside of Christian McCaffrey wins that. If the Niners win, I can't, because they can't win without him playing out.
I will personally go and deliver it to him. If the Niners win.
I mean,
especially if the 2 touchdowns.
But we've also seen defensive players win the MVP award too. You can't see a world where Nick Bosa wins it. But they also have
to play out of their fucking mind to do it.
No, I understand that, but you can't see a world where Nick Bosa wins MVP.
Because I don't see Pat. A, Pat very rarely gets sacked, but B, he doesn't turn the ball over like that. Like for a defensive player to win MVP, they got to get like they got
Von Miller won.
Von Miller did it,
but Von Miller took.
And who won the game? Who won the game? Who won the game?
Like I was never the same again.
I was screaming for Aaron Donald to win the MVP that year because Aaron just wrecked the second half. As I always say, as I tell Dylan all the time, they had that little scuffle on the sideline, and one of those Bengals players mushed him in the face, and Aaron Donald said, "Hold my beer," and turned into the Incredible Hulk for the rest. He was having a pedestrian I'm just here kind of game, and then turned into the Incredible Hulk for the rest of the game because they, as me and Dylan was saying, they done pissed him off. They done pissed him off, and it went left. So I mean, could they piss Bosa off and he wrecked the game? Sure, but I don't foresee it. I don't think he's on that level, but he could elevate to it. He could.
I think for
Purdy could win it. Purdy could win it, but
I keep almost making such terrible jokes about Nick
Wait, what?
Bosa. I need to stop.
Please do. We're trying to make it to 100.
I feel like it has something about Black History Month and him winning.
We're trying to make it to 100.
Definitely not. We're doing it. We're doing it. Nick Bosa definitely got a little bit more juice on him because Mahomes is the quarterback. He hates black people.
He hates black people. I'm pretty sure he hates Travis Kelce too because of his ex-wife. I'm pretty sure he hates Travis Kelce.
No, but he's definitely gonna be hitting Pat Mahomes a little bit harder.
Just a little
bit harder than he would if he was like, I don't know, fucking.
I'm pretty sure he gave Jordan Love some extra shots. Can't prove it. I'm pretty sure he did. Pretty sure he did.
MAGA Bosa, man. MAGA Bosa.
No judgment here.
I
just think it's funny. I
know you guys don't follow conservative news, but they absolutely just adore Nick Bosa. Like, they're upset.
Anthony.
I don't think you have to follow conservative news to know that.
Oh, I know, Anthony. I also know who
the vice president's going to be.
Who conservative news is rooting for. I think.
Oh yeah, I think we all know.
Pretty clear who they're rooting for. Let's talk about it. Well, that's a good segue. I got a prop bet for you, Dylan. Over under 5 cuts Taylor Swift's camera shot.
Under, because she's not making it.
You don't think she's gonna?
She's not making.
She's not making it.
She's got to be in like Japan or something.
She's in Tokyo.
So it's
no,
like,
but she said she's still gonna make it for the game.
I would say it's an insane travel. She can physically make it, Dylan.
She has to leave.
No, she already said she's gonna make it for the game.
She's not gonna make it in time for them to recognize where she is. So give me the under. Give me the
over. I mean, I don't even do best, but that's an easy over.
She won't make it in time.
5. So the number's 5, Anthony. You want the over? 5 camera shots.
Over. Yeah, over. It's a Super Bowl.
I kind of want to
fucking Super Bowl.
She's not going to be there by the start, so I'm going to have at least
Mike,
the first.
Put Gatorade on that shit. That is an easy bet.
I feel like I want to put Gatorade on it. My problem is if
I'm the hottest Gatorade gambler of all time right now.
You're not.
Assuming
I won the last one.
So Dylan, you're saying what if she
and a single?
I'm hot now. Don't talk about the past. I won the last one.
You still owe me a pack and a single. If she shows up, which she will,
that's one.
Unless something happens.
That's one right there.
Over 5.
She's not going to make it.
As she walks in the building, that's one right there, Anthony. I got one.
Yeah, that's already one right there. When she's going through the tunnel, that's the one right there.
Oh,
I mean, not the tunnel, but when she's entering the ring, that's one.
You're not going to get it, Anthony. You're not going to get it because she's not going to be there by the start of the game.
How do you know she's not going to be there by the start of the game?
Anthony, that plays into my hands. That plays into my hands because
they're gonna keep her stuck in TSA.
They're absolutely
gonna trap her in TSA. She ain't making it.
Look at Taylor running to the game late to be here for her man. That works into my hands, Anthony. I absolutely want her to be late. I want
we're talking about away from the game for her landing in the fucking track like Jose in the fucking 90s.
Yes.
Dylan, we're talking about Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl.
She's not
making it. You're saying she's gonna get.
She's not making it.
My fear. Anthony,
well, she doesn't make it. Then then there's no bet.
No, there is because that's the under.
It's 0.
It's 0, so I win.
My fear is if Kelce still has to play good for them to have a reason to cut to him. That's what scares me. Will he play good enough?
I don't agree because even if Mahomes, anytime the Chiefs score a touchdown, they're going to.
They love showing her do the 10.
Yeah, they're going to show Taylor Swift.
Under
3 Gatorades.
3 Gatorades under.
3 over. We're on it. We're on 3. Let's go. Let's go.
Hottest Gatorade gambler alive. I won the last one.
You're gonna owe me 3. Can't wait.
Dylan, I don't think this is a good bet, Dylan.
Under because she's not making it.
So if I win, you owe me a pack. And
Dylan, you do know if she makes it, you essentially lost. Like
4 singles.
Because they can still decide not to.
4 singles. If you win, I owe you 2 singles.
Because just her walking into the stadium is already won. Like
good luck getting it. Because they're not gonna stop the game to do it. Because she's gonna come by like halftime, and by that time we're watching Usher do his fucking thing.
She's Taylor
even
Swift.
If she came
when she walks,
Dylan, even if she came by halftime, she's still getting 5.
She
Fuck
walks
Taylor
in the
Swift.
building. That's a camera shot.
I'm hating.
And it just cost you 3 Gatorades.
I'm hating.
Your hate just cost you 3
Dylan, I think you just lost 3 Gatorades
Player
there, man.
hate of the year.
Your hate.
Player hate of the year. Make that a speaking. Player hate of the year. Me.
Your hate just cost you. I mean, I don't know. I'm not betting on what Usher's first song will be because I have no idea. We all got this wrong for the LA one.
We definitely got it wrong last year. All of us.
Oh yeah, I forgot we did that. What?
We was all horrible on
that. Was a very bad one. That was a very bad one.
Can it be? I mean,
is it gonna be anything but yeah?
I was just about to say yeah.
The start.
No,
I can
think
see that being something later. No,
no,
that's later.
That's I'm thinking you don't have to call. It's what I'm.
I was just about to say that, but
no, I would say caught up.
That's also another one I think he can wait for, or he ends on caught up.
Nah, I think he's gonna start with caught up.
What about OMG? OMG could start it too.
Oh, you know what? Actually, no, I changed my mind. No, OMG. I can see him starting with OMG. I can see him starting with that.
I could see him do that. I love the idea of him starting off with "You Don't Have to Call" because I love that song.
I do too.
That is.
Yeah, but I don't see that being the first song.
I hate
that. For me, it's like OMG or Caught Up. Like those are the ones in my head. Like personally,
I think I'm gonna go OMG. I'm
gonna go OMG too.
I think I'm gonna go OMG.
Oh.
Actually, no. I don't want to pick. I don't want to pick the same thing. You know,
because
I'm gonna do Caught Up.
He's got so many songs.
He's got so much.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
you think he can start off with Confessions?
Oh, My Way. Confessions is too slow to start off.
But don't you think he may want to do it like that though? Start off slow.
I think it's too slow to start off.
But you don't think that may be how he want to intend it? Like start off super slow and then work his way.
You gotta get that crowd into it.
They're gonna be into it as soon as he comes out on his road.
Dylan, they're gonna be into that. That's Confessions.
The only reason it's not is because that's something you do in the middle, and then like, oh, here's Lil Jon, and everyone's gonna freak out.
Like I would be stunned if I don't see Ludacris and Lil Jon at this. I would be stunned.
Who do you think is going to be like most likely guests who are going to show up?
Lil Jon and Ludacris.
Lil Jon, yeah,
absolutely. We might even get Lovers and Friends. We might get it.
Nah, I can't see that.
No.
A sped up version of it. We might get that. Was a big song for them too.
No,
we're getting We're definitely getting.
We're definitely getting
Does he bring any R&B girls out? Because he's got like a song with everybody.
Here's a shot in the dark. Do you think he brings Bieber? Because they're tied at the hip.
They are tied at the hip.
Bieber's not gonna want to be a side eye.
Why wouldn't he?
He would no, but he would for no. I think Anthony's right, but I think he would for Usher because Usher discovered him. Usher is like.
I think that's the one.
If he would do it for anybody.
Oh, you remind me.
That's not going to be number one, though.
No, I don't know, Anthony. You
remind me? That's going to be number no.
The way that song starts, and he can do a dance. Is that your pick, Dylan? I like.
I think Love in This Club is more likely to be number one than You Remind Me.
You Make Me Wanna.
Oh damn, that's more of a transition. Nah, that's a transition song right there.
I'm
It could
going
be
through
any
the
of
tracks right now. I'm like, yo.
I'm sticking with OMG. I think he's gonna do, but
I'm
OMG
gonna stick with
OMG
Caught
is
Up.
like a in the middle kind of track though.
Yeah,
Or the
because I
last,
thought about
like he
OMG
can do
and
OMG last. Like he can
I'm
really
not
do
even thinking
OMG last.
more modern stuff. I'm
Mike.
just going-
I think a better bet would be You Remind Me.
You remind me.
You Remind Me is. I think that's where I'm going.
Man, that is a great pick.
That's a banger to start off
Because
with.
he can dance to that.
All I know is if You Remind Me fucking is the song, Speaky. Speaky. Give me that Speaky.
But to be fair, I think any of us who get it right should get a Speaky.
I agree.
Correct.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's why
If any of us get this right, Speaky.
That's why.
So I'm gonna stand by Caught Up.
You're gonna stand by.
You Remind Me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say My Way. I'm gonna say My Way.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I need
Sure?
Usher to do
But
me
it's
this
good.
solid.
It's good.
I need Usher to do me this solid. I need him to do me this solid.
Usher
My
Raymond.
Way.
If
Who
you're
do you think
listening, I know you are. You remind me of me to what?
I need you to start with My Way. Like by the
Thank you,
time this
Kristen.
episode goes up, you should be doing your final rehearsals, and you just need to go. You know what? That Big Mike guy's right. Let's start with My Way. Let's go that way.
I really like the idea of Bieber coming out and doing a quick song.
I do too. Now that you mentioned that, I really like Bieber popping up out of nowhere. Because Usher's gonna get like 15 minutes, right? He gets like 15. He could do a lot in 15 minutes.
Oof. I'm trying.
I'm going My Way. I'm locking that in.
I'm trying to think of any other Usher songs.
That's why I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like, man. But then it's also like the modern stuff when you have like Hey Daddy and fucking oh my god, I'm starting playing music.
You don't have
There
to
Goes My
call.
Baby. And I was like, oh god, I
slow.
forgot that stuff. It's too slow, but it's like I can see these
DJ.
things being played right off rip.
DJ Got Us Falling in Love.
Yeah. Needless to say, can't wait. Can't wait. Anybody want to take a bet on is he going to be on rollerblades, roller skates, and B,
Ooh, definitely
and
not.
B, does anyone fall?
If there's roller skates, somebody's falling.
Yeah, somebody's gonna fall. But somebody's gonna fall.
So you think Same Girl's gonna get performed?
Not likely. Not likely. Don't think we'll
I
get that.
couldn't say that with a straight face.
Don't think we're gonna get that cameo.
I couldn't say that with a straight face.
He said, "Same girl, you crazy."
Don't think we're gonna get a Puff cameo either. Don't think.
Yeah,
that's gonna happen.
he does Same Girl, and then it like, oh, all the screens are going to Robert
It's funny
Kelly
you mentioned.
in Yale.
And he's
It's
in a
funny you
jumpsuit.
It's funny you mentioned Puff because if Puff wasn't dealing with all the crap he's dealing with,
I would say
I would have
Puff would
thought
be there.
I would have said Puff would have came out. Yeah, 1,000%.
I agree, Anthony. I think he would have 1,000% been there. We might have got a I Need a Girl, but we won't get that now.
No, we definitely ain't getting that shit.
But so are you guys locking it in? Can we segue?
Yeah, lock it.
Hold on, give me.
It's okay, Anthony. You've got a whole 50 seconds.
Lock in. You remind me.
You remind me for Dylan.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick caught up.
Caught up. Lock it in.
Yep, lock it in. Caught up.
I hope that for you, Anthony.
These are all great picks.
They are actually.
These are all great picks. I wouldn't be mad at any of these.
I wouldn't be mad at.
If You Remind Me hits up, I'm unbearable. Just so you know, I'm unbearable. I'm gonna hit y'all with a don't nobody tell me shit about shit.
If My Way starts, I'm just going to post the Jay-Z speech from the Grammys up and tell y'all it doesn't make sense how I don't have a speaker. That's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna have to do at this point. Speaking of the Grammys and Jay-Z, the Grammys were this week. Kind of went how me and Dylan thought it was gonna go. And Anthony said Taylor Swift was gonna do what Taylor Swift does.
She didn't sweep though.
She did not sweep. I think
But
she won like
she won the album of the year and
We all knew that
pop
was gonna
album.
happen.
We all knew she was going to win album of the year. We all knew that was going to happen.
The album
Black
that Dylan
people
still
don't
refuses to
give
listen
Grammys.
to.
I'm not listening to it either. Pass. I don't need to listen to it to know that SZA's album is better. I don't need to listen to it.
Yeah, these people hear this ignorance.
Don't
Right
need to
now.
listen to it.
This insanity. If Beyonce dropped a new album tonight, you guys would
I
stay up
like
and listen
Beyonce's
to it.
music.
I wouldn't stay up to listen to it, but I would listen to it.
I will listen
And
to
I
it
would-
eventually.
And I would be thoroughly entertained because Beyonce makes good music.
Yeah, I don't like.
She
Taylor
does
Swift
make good music.
so. Can't make me like something I don't like.
That's true. This is true. I'm just gonna pat myself on the back because I think I got best new artist right.
You did.
You did actually get Best New
You
Artist,
did.
right? Didn't Coco Jones win too? She won
She
something.
did. She did.
Miley Cyrus won.
And the Miley Cyrus one, which I also told y'all was going to happen.
Yeah, I will give you that because we thought you were crazy for that.
I didn't think that song was better than any of those songs.
It wasn't.
It's not.
It's not.
And then she performed it, and I was like, "Hey,
That was trash.
I feel correct. I feel right."
I did not like her performance. I hated her hair. I could not. I felt like she looked like she got electrocuted. Like, and her hair was just whoosh back like the whole time. I just could not. I could not get over it.
Shout out to Jelly Roll. Definitely
But-
deserved to be up there too,
He did.
but he did not win. But shout out to Jelly Roll.
And let's acknowledge that we all got best rap album wrong.
Shout out to Killer Mike.
Shout out to Killer Mike.
And
Not a
fuck
good
all the
shot.
people on Twitter and TikTok who are like, "Who the fuck is Killer Mike?" Educate yourself.
A
when
bunch
did
of
he
young
release the
and dumb
album?
people.
Yeah, when did he release an album? What's on? Yeah,
Killer Mike is the
Educate
guy,
yourself.
man. Killer Mike is nice.
but I
Did I
just
listen
want
to it? No, but I do. I am a Run the Jewels guy. So shout out to Killer Mike.
and I just want to say fuck the Grammys for knowing that it was hip hop's 50th anniversary and you couldn't put best rap album on the telecast. Like, what is that?
And also,
What's-
fuck you for arresting Killer Mike.
And event,
at
at
Yeah,
the
what the
Grammys,
fuck was that?
Grammys.
and
like,
if
that's
anyone
fucking stupid.
saw his acceptance speech when he won, that absolutely should have been on the main telecast. It
Mhm.
would have been one of the moments of the night. Absolutely one of the moments of the night. But shout out to Killer Mike for sweeping.
Everything he
the-
was in.
He went 3 for 3. Swept everything, then promptly got arrested. SZA did win. She did get R&B album was the one she won, right?
I thought it was that or the Army song.
Maybe the song R&B song. I'm
Yeah, because
wondering.
she won for Kill Bill. She won for Kill Bill.
And her performance was very good.
Because this is great.
What did you think was the best performance of the night? Did you watch the whole thing?
No.
Did you see
Best performance of the
Fantasia?
night is Jay-Z going on there talking shit on stage.
That was the moment of the night for me. I don't. If you get a chance,
A lot of people upset with that.
which I was surprised, and I'll get to that just a second. Fantasia's performance tribute to Tina Turner. If you haven't seen it,
I love Fantasia, so I could
It
understand
was-
that being great.
it was amazing. Then I thought it was the best with SZA, with Travis Scott. I thought Fantasia had the best performance of the night. When I tell you, Dylan, her mic was on. It was on. Fantasia left no crumbs on the plate.
Good for her.
And
Fantasia's
showed me that she
fantastic.
could and showed she can dance a little bit. All right, Fantasia. Okay, all right. This is definitely your time with the color purple and everything. I like it. But yes, I would say, besides Taylor Swift winning and announcing her album, which let me know that was just a publicity stunt, and the Grammys
And her whole relationship with Travis Kelce.
It's just a publicity stunt. But
Bruno Mars, if you hear me, I need you, because you're the only man who could save us from another Taylor Swift winning album of the year. I saw a tweet on Twitter that immediately made me chuckle. There's only one man in the world who could save us right now from Taylor Swift's reign of terror, and he needs to find the cleanest 8-ball of coke you can imagine. He needs to get to work. And immediately I said, "Oh, she's talking about Bruno Mars," and everybody was just posting Bruno Mars, and she responded to all of them with a bat signal. I lost it.
Terrible.
Because listen, if you guys listen to that Silk Sonic album, phenomenal.
Bruno Mars is one.
Phenomenal.
He's one of the 10 best artists, I think, of this era. Top 10 artists of this era. I have literally never heard a bad Bruno Mars album. Not one time. He has not missed one time for me. That Silk Sonic album is a classic. His album before that beat Taylor Swift, is a classic.
You think he's better than The Weeknd?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
I don't even have to think about it. Yes, I do.
Yes.
And The Weeknd is a great artist.
Modern Weeknd. I
don't like what he's turned into.
Over the last 6 years, I do not like what he's turned into.
6 years.
Really?
6 years.
Weeknd's put out his last songs are really good.
I'd say his last two couple of years, like the singles and
I didn't like his last album. Way too poppy, and I can't stand it. Well, remember, 6 years is when he came out with Starboy and I Can't Feel My Face, and that's when he started to take that turn. And I was like, I'm not a fan of this.
Yeah. But his last album I just did not like. But Bruno Mars, yes, better.
Give me another Silk Sonic album.
I'll take that.
Because I'm also a massive Anderson .Paak fan.
I am too.
Love Anderson .Paak. That's one talented motherfucker right there.
Yes, it is. But yes, Dylan, you alluded to it. Jay-Z got the Dr. Dre Award, which is a fire black Grammy. I didn't realize that was gonna look as good as it did. First I was like, why is it black? And then when I looked at it, I was like, hey, you know what? That actually looks kind of cool. And then Jay went up there and just kind of spoke truth to power. Shout out to Blue Ivy and everyone online shocked that she's taller than Beyonce already, which is funny. I also think she had on platform shoes.
Yeah.
But still, Blue is a very tall girl because I've seen her in person. She is a tall girl. And she's older than people think. I think people still think she's 10.
No, she's like 16, 17, right?
Yeah, she is almost.
She's really that old?
Yeah, she's absolutely.
Because she came out right around when Magna Carta came out?
Yeah.
Oof.
What year did Magna Carta come out?
Like 08, 07, 08.
No, 07 was American Gangster.
08, 09 was Blueprint 3. So
yeah, Magna Carta was 2012.
This would have had to have been right around the time of
Blueprint 3. So it has to be 2008.
She's definitely a teenager.
Yeah, 2000. It would have been Blueprint 3 or Watch the Throne.
Because if she's not a teenager,
I thought they just had a child.
They did. They have twins.
Nope, she's 12.
Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's 2011.
So yeah, that's
2012.
Magna Carta. That's Magna Carta.
Yeah, that's Magna Carta. Yeah.
She's a very tall girl.
Don't worry, my niece is the same way.
She is the tallest
Her
person.
dad is also tall. So.
But Jay is not that. She's almost his height.
Yeah, Jay's not that tall of a person.
Jay's like 6 feet, 6'1". He's not taller than me. He's not taller than me or Anthony.
He's 6'2".
He's not
Really?
taller. He's not taller than me or Anthony.
No, you guys are fucking large humans.
He's not taller than me or Anthony.
You guys are large humans. That's not normal. 6'5", 6'4".
So, well, yeah, Blue is big
Nah,
but anyway,
Jay-Z deserved it, though. Jay deserved it.
and Jay spoke truth to power. I mean, you know that you're right when you don't have to say someone's name, and everyone knows exactly what you're talking about, and we all know that he's correct.
Yep. It's
Because
insane.
it doesn't make sense that your most accomplished winner has never won your biggest award. That does not make any sense.
Call him out.
Makes no sense at all. It makes no sense that Jay-Z is the most accomplished hip-hop artist along with Kanye and has never won Album of the Year. It makes no sense that Kanye has never won Album of the Year. They robbed Kanye. So I will never forgive the Grammys for giving I think Bernie Hancock, I think is his name.
No, it was Beck.
No,
Beck
they
one
gave
year.
a jazz award, a jazz album beat him one year, and Beck beat. I will never forgive the Grammys for that. That is just blatant. We don't want you to have it. We don't care.
Imagine the acceptance speech of Kanye at that time.
Kanye?
When Beck beat him, imagine Kanye West at that time going in and giving a speech. That'd be insanity.
Crazy.
I told you I was the greatest of all time.
The fact that Lauryn Hill is the last hip hop album, well, she's the only female hip hop artist to win Album of the Year. I believe her and Cardi B are the only two to ever even be in the nomination, which is also wild. But Outkast is the last hip hop album to win Album of the Year, which no disrespect to them.
Macklemore.
No, it's
He didn't win
Macklemore.
Album of the Year though.
Oh, he didn't.
They didn't win. No, I'm saying Outkast was the last hip hop album to win Album of the Year.
Oh, okay.
To actually win it.
What year was that?
03? 04?
That would have been for Speaker Box Love Blow, right?
Yeah. That's got to be it.
Yeah, it's 2003. Yeah, you're right. Holy
03.
shit.
I was to say, I was in high school. I remember not even realizing how big of a deal it was when it happened. Nor
yeah, then Lauryn Hill won in '98,
and them. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. And like I said, it's no disrespect to them, but I can promise you, there have been better hip hop albums that have come out since 2003. Like, it's no disrespect to them, but there are a plethora of albums that could have won Album of the Year since then. Kendrick has, the list goes on and on. Like,
god damn, Taylor Swift won Album of the Year like 4 times.
Yeah, 4 times, the most ever.
Yeah, she won it in 2009. She won it in 2015. She won it in 2020, and then she won it again this year.
And she will probably win it again next year.
Well, 2015, I can understand that. That was an easy one. 2009 is questionable.
Who was in the
in
category?
09?
I would say, who did she go up against in 09?
That was the first time I was like, wait, who should go against?
In 09? Because if I remember correctly,
that might be a Kanye year.
That's a Kanye or a Jay year. No, Jay, that was Blueprint 3. Jay wouldn't have won that. That would have been a Kanye year.
The nominee.
What year?
2009. Oh, she beat out Beyonce,
Stop right
I'm
there.
stuff.
That's 4. Is that not 4?
No, but that's why I said this was questionable because she beat out Lady Gaga, The Fame. That was like that album with all those fucking
Fearless.
singles on it.
Fearless. And so she won in 08, 14, 20, and 22. She's also been nominated in 2010, 2014, 20. She's been nominated in 10, 14, 16, 21, 22, 20. Every album she's ever put out has been nominated for Album of the Year. Every single album has been one of the best albums ever of that year. Make it stop.
He said, make it stop. He said, make it stop.
Make it stop.
I don't think she should have won in 09. I think that was a stretch. There were some better nominees here.
Oh my God, the Carter 3? No.
I'm looking at it right now, Dylan. No. Yeah, the Carter 3 didn't win in 09, but the year, yeah, Herbie Hancock beat Kanye, which is just like what? So
what year was that again?
So the year she won, she beat the Dave Matthews Band, she beat the Black Eyed Peas, she beat Lady Gaga, the Fame album, which is what?
That's wild. That is absolutely wild.
She beat I Am Sasha Fierce. Like
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
She beat them with a country album.
Yeah. That was like country Taylor Swift.
Crazy.
She beat them with a country album.
That's wild to me. I hate her even more now.
That's wild. That beating that Lady Gaga the Fame album is wild.
That Lady Gaga the Fame album is
that's wild.
That's
wild.
That was the album with Love Game and Just Dance, all those songs that you heard a billion times that year, they were all on that album.
Fun fact, Lady Gaga has never won Album of the Year.
That's also crazy.
Yeah.
Fucking Taylor Swift does. Get this bitch out of here.
But you know who Taylor Swift did lose to? She lost to Daft Punk. That's who beat her, Dylan. Daft Punk beat her. Daft Punk also beat Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. Wait, Anthony, don't you love her Red album? That was the Red album that lost to Daft Punk. Like, none of this makes sense.
What year was that?
2014.
14.
So I like Daft Punk.
No, I like her Red album, but no, her best album is, well, most people will say her best album is 1989.
What album would you say?
Well, 1989.
Oh, I thought you was going to say Red, because I've heard you talk about Red.
No, Red's my second favorite, but 1989, that was the shit right there.
Daft Punk's album was not better than Good Kid, Mad City.
No,
and I like
wasn't.
Daft Punk.
See, if you think about it, if a hip hop album should win Album of the Year, it should be Good Kid, Mad City. Like, how does that not win?
It lost to Daft Punk. It also lost to Macklemore and Ryan Lewis for a rap album of the year that year. So there's that.
Just crazy, man.
I hate the Grammys. I hate Taylor Swift. She's not making it to the Super Bowl.
Like, Lady Gaga, the Fame Monster, lost to Arcade Fire. Who is that?
That name sounds familiar.
Arcade Fire, The Suburbs.
Sounds familiar. That name sounds very familiar.
Lil Wayne, the Carter 3 lost to Robert Plant and Alison Krauss.
I'm going to commit physical harm to myself. Physical harm to myself. Carter 3 disrespect will not be tolerated. Will not be tolerated.
Kanye losing to Herbie Hancock. Like, if they would have gave that to Amy Winehouse, I could have at least been like, all right,
fine,
bullshit, but all right, cool. Herbie Hancock, come on, man. Stop with the disrespect. Stop with the disrespect. Like the people, then Kanye lost to U2, which
Oh no, yeah, no,
it's
no,
just not.
thanks.
That's Meryl Streep for them. So, but yeah, he lost to U2, and he lost to Ray Charles. Okay. and that was the year Usher lost, that Confessions lost, because Confessions absolutely could have won also. Oh, Missy Elliott was nominated the year. Oh, Missy was in the Outcasts. Okay.
Great. So Lauryn Hill and Outkast are the only cats to win it.
The fact that Nelly has been nominated for Album of the Year, they just hate us. They just hate us. Nellyville, our Album of the Year. What do we do?
Well, to be fair, Nellyville and Country Grammar were two really good Nelly albums.
Outkast Stankonia lost to the Oh Brother Where Art Thou soundtrack. They hate us. They hate us. They hate the culture. They absolutely hate the culture. We lost to a movie soundtrack. They hate the culture. They hate the culture. A movie soundtrack. They hate the culture.
Yeah. That is so OD.
The Fugees lost to Celine Dion. Mariah Carey also has never won. She lost to Alanis Morissette. But I think that Jagged Little Pill is supposed to be a really good album.
It is.
Yeah, so I won't go too crazy about that.
But it's like, who makes the decisions here? Like
Tony Bennett, MTV Unplugged won Album of the Year. What is happening here?
Tony Bennett's talented.
Oh, but it's a live album, Dylan. It's no new music.
Oh, live album? No, yeah.
It's no new music. It's just him singing all his songs. How is that the Album of the Year? Oh, this is why Drake and we need. This is the conversation we had. This is exactly what I said. We give it means something, but it's so they just continue to disrespect. Just continue to do it.
Yeah, they've been continue to disrespect people. They don't respect hip hop artists at all.
All right, we only got a few minutes left. Is there any NBA news you guys want to get into? There's nothing. I mean, the trade deadline will happen after this episode airs. So
when is All-Star Weekend?
Next week. Me and Dylan will have our Gatorade bets next week.
Oh, we could talk about we could mention All-Star Week real quick.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go over it.
We don't have everybody announced yet.
Yeah, we'll get.
Oh yeah,
next week will be Super Bowl recap and All-Star Weekend preview. With me.
Oh, okay, we'll save that for All-Star Week.
I almost swept last year. I think I lost the skills comp, right?
You lost the 3-point contest.
The 3-point, that's the one I lost.
Steph Curry versus Sabrina. No, wait.
Yeah,
Sabrina. What?
Don't spoil it either, because I have a sneaky feeling I know what Dylan's gonna do, but we'll save that for next week. I'm gonna clean up on these Gatorades next week too. Clean up.
Yeah, Dylan. I can't believe you made that bet, Dylan.
Clean up. Can't wait. I'm gonna be in the chat, annoying as hell every time she pops up on the screen. Dylan.
Player hater of the
Mike,
year.
at least do different flavors. All right, don't do the same flavor for all three of them. Huh?
Player hater of the year. Make it a speaky.
Have we talked about Doc yet?
How they're gonna fire Doc Rivers?
They're not gonna fire Doc Rivers.
Rats.
Doc coaching the All-Star team out of a weird technicality. It should be Tibbs, but we won't get into that.
Anything to put your own guy over, man.
I
suggested it, you ran with it. I'm like, oh no, never mind.
According to the rules, anymore.
It should be Adrian Griffin.
He's not employed by the NBA right now.
He's the reason that team was number one. So
not.
Adrian Griffin,
he's not employed.
Come on down.
He's not employed. Sorry. He can coach the celebrity game with
payroll?
Shannon. He is on the payroll. Yes.
There you go.
Let's see. He's on the
Micah Parsons and Kai Cenat are going to be in the celebrity game.
You want to take any bets on that game? I don't really.
I need to know the rest.
We should save it for next week. Save it for next.
Kai Cenat sticks in basketball. So let's see.
We'll save it for next week, Anthony. You're right. We'll save it
for next week.
Yeah, once we get more information, because I love the Celebrity All-Star Game. I shouldn't, but I love it.
It's the worst basketball you'll ever see.
It is, but it's better than the Skills Challenge.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Especially when they have the Antetokounmpo brothers go, and then they had to sub one of them out for Drew Holiday.
Hey. Oh my God! What this man?
Drew Holiday is not an Antetokounmpo. Go get the other ones. Go get the other ones.
This man hates that family so much.
No, I just hate Thanasis and Giannis. Alex and Kostas did nothing to me.
Yet.
Alex was the first Antetokounmpo to win a ring.
But you really hate Thanasis. Like, you really hate that.
Because he's fucking bad. Ross still never answered my question from earlier.
What?
Of how many players in the NBA are employed by an NBA team because their brother is the best player on that team?
Do you think it's just because Giannis is on the team? Don't you think
he is literally on that team because Giannis is on that team, and Giannis wants him on that team.
You don't think he might make plays or spark some energy here and there?
He doesn't play. He doesn't play.
I don't know, Dylan, because Udonis Haslem was taking up a roster spot for how many years in Miami?
That's different. That is a legacy play. That is a legacy play because they wanted him to stay on the team and just not play. That's a lot different than
they wanted him in the locker room.
They wanted him in the locker room.
Why wouldn't they want Giannis in the locker room?
Is Thanasis going up in the rafters?
No, that doesn't mean he's not a great locker room guy.
Has proved that he is that guy for Heat culture. Thanasis is literally on the team because of Giannis. And no other reason. No other reason. He's just a bodyguard. He's just there to...
That's his purpose then. That's why
he made a nice play a couple games ago. He
doesn't play. That's the thing. He barely plays, and he's bodyguarding him from the last seat on the bench. He's the first guy to run up to try to fight somebody when somebody pushes Giannis when Giannis is fault. His NBA role is Scrappy Doo. That's literally all he is. He's Scrappy Doo. Put him up. Put him up.
But why does that bother you though? Like,
because he stinks. Because you're wasting a roster spot for your fucking trash brother.
I mean, this is an argument for another day.
You dedicated his sneakers to his brother. Why are there not garbage? Why are there not garbage cans on him?
Oh man, just leave that man alone. Let that man make his $1.7 million a year, man.
I didn't get to break out my new slide, but hopefully we'll see it next week. Make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe button, hit that notification button so you know when we go live. I'm pretty sure Dylan's not going live after the game on Sunday.
To be determined.
I will not be there. I will not be there. I have other obligations. So, yeah, I'll be back next week to recap it. Once again, shout out to Roz on hiatus right now for personal reasons. Thinking of you, bro. Shout out to Greasy, who is now on paternity leave. He's now on paternity leave. Not sure what he might pop up. He likes to talk about All-Star Weekend. It's one of his favorite times of the year. So he might pop up next week, but he's on paternity leave. The new baby. I can't wait to see her. Uncle loves you already.
With the 2-kid club.
Uncle loves you already.
My kids are grown at this point.
Mila's a grown woman. She's a grown woman.
Don't do that to me.
She's a grown woman.
But Aiden can go get it.
She's only a few years old, though, right?
She's 4.
She's a grown, Anthony.
She is definitely grown.
She's grown. She be hemming Dylan up. She be hemming Dylan up all the time.
Jaden, on the other hand, go get a fucking job, kid.
Leave him alone.
What?
Why is
He's like
he
10
getting
years
left
old.
alone? But
Because he is doing what he's supposed to do. He's in school.
He can't even get a summer job at 10 years old.
Exactly. Let that man develop.
kids in China are ahead of him.
Let him.
They're already working.
What the?
They're
what are
already
we talking
working.
about right now? What are we talking?
Get
So
to
just
work.
send him to China then.
Get to work.
Have him do chores around the house and give him a weekly allowance.
I think that's a great idea, Anthony. I think
Or-
you should be on that.
Or I send him to a factory to make shoes for like a for like
For LeBron
30 cents
James.
an hour.
For LeBron James.
You get free bronze and shit.
You work for LeBron now.
LeBron's personal sweat factory in his basement. Get a fucking job. Pay for the internet and electricity you use playing your fucking video games.
Stop messing up your internet.
I'm hardwired, Playboy. We're not dealing with that anymore. We're getting like 400 megs a second, motherfucker.
We got to get some music for this segment. It's everyone's favorite segment of the week. I'm him for this week. Anthony's thinking, so I'll let Dylan go first. I'm him for this week is.
I mean, I was gonna give fucking my him to somebody, but you kept shouting him out all fucking show. I'm him is James.
Sorry for shouting out that we have a unity in the family.
I was gonna give him his fucking I'm him for his beautiful new baby girl. Shout out to him and his family for a safe delivery, for a healthy baby. I'm him, James. Love you, brother. We'll talk soon.
Anthony, do you have an I'm him?
I'm him is, for me, this week will be Shannon Sharp because Club Shay Shay, with the exception of obviously this pod, has become my go-to podcast. I have absolutely been loving it, and he is just killing it. He's doing this. He's doing his thing with Stephen A. Then he's got his late night. Like, he's all over the place. He is grinding. So I gotta give him that.
Him and Ocho's nightcap show is hilarious.
It is very hilarious.
These TV executives are crazy for not putting Ocho on TV yet because he is pure entertainment on TV. Like, he absolutely should be on NFL Live just causing havoc with Swagoo and Ryan Clark. Just havoc.
There's like this.
Him, Swagoo, and Ryan Clark would be must-see TV for me. I'm him this week. I originally was going to go with Miss. It was going to be I'm her. It was going to be for Victoria Monet, just because I was very excited for her. And I still am very, very excited for her. But after seeing Killer Mike get arrested, I feel like I have to give him some flowers, since clearly the devil was trying to take his moment from him.
That was so fucked up.
And you know what's actually really, like, on a crazy deep kind of level? When I saw him get arrested after winning the Grammys, you know, the first thing I thought of was Will Smith's speech from the Oscars. Because he mentioned that Denzel Washington told him after he smacked flames out of Chris Rock, that Denzel told him that even in your best moments, the devil shows up to remind you he's still there. And that was the first thing I thought of, was this is the biggest moment in his professional career. And the devil showed up to say, don't get too happy. I'm here. So I just wanted to give him his flowers. I still can't wait to find out what happened, because I feel like it's going to be something crazy.
It was a misdemeanor charge.
Was it a warrant?
I believe it was a warrant for a misdemeanor charge.
Yeah, see, that's people just, like, you guys know one of my favorite, karma always comes back around. And whoever set that up to get that man on the biggest night of his life, karma will be waiting. Karma don't miss. But yeah, so Victoria Monet, Killer Mike, that's my him. Breezy also bringing me a new niece into the world.
Cousin.
And that would be my I'm him, I'm her for me for this week. 1,000%.
I'm them.
You said like 4 people.
I did. 1,000%. Whoever is the Super Bowl MVP will absolutely be my I'm him next week. Just spoiler alert. It will absolutely be that person.
JK, don't matter for me.
But yeah, that's it. We're done. You want to shout outs, wrap it up? Shout outs, Anthony. Give you your solo.
Another great week. Another long episode, but it's good. And can't wait for next week when I find out that my pick for MVP and my team that I'm rooting for wins as well, because I like being right. And Swifty Nation, we here.
Wow,
We're gonna stand up.
Swifty Nation. I thought your I'm her was gonna be her, but
well, I didn't get an I'm her.
You can make it I'm her.
No, we're not.
Oh, we're not.
No, I didn't want to. I want to shout out Shannon Sharp this week.
Thank you, everybody, for listening, watching. Appreciate you all, and wherever you listen, watch, and interact with us. Appreciate you all again. James, shout out to you. Enjoy the baby. Enjoy the time with the family. This is an exciting time as a father too. I know that this is a very lovely thing, and again, my favorite thing about in life is being a father. So the only thing that makes it better is getting another one. So again, shout out to you.
Thank you, everyone, for watching us. We are forever grateful for you watching us, staying with us, staying loyal to us. Like I said, follow us on all the podcast platforms, wherever you get your podcasts. We are there. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, YouTube, Twitch. We're everywhere. Follow the Instagram page. Shout out to our guys. We have news. We have a new show, a new team coming to the family. We will have special episodes live from Barbershop. Our new show will be called Shot Talk. It will be with our 2 new, I don't know if you want to say co-hosts,
team members,
whatever you want to call them. 2 new members to the family, Mario, Isaac. You will see them soon. We will be talking to them live, doing episodes live from the barbershop. You'll see episodes of this show live from the barbershop. It's going to be a fun summer. Glad to have these guys on board. And the music talks are going to get crazy. We're branching out music and culture. You notice we've been doing a lot of music lately. Mario and Isaac will be taking that part of this show. And yeah, the brand just gets bigger and better and bigger and better. 2024 is going to be a big year for us. Shout out to everyone who sent in picks for us. Don, Blackheart, Tatiana, Roz, if we ever get his pick. DJ, I apologize. I could not remember I literally had a conversation with him yesterday and don't remember what he told me. But shout out to him too. Shout out to everybody watching. Thanks for watching. We love you for listening. And from us to you,